Chapter 2591. Entering the Peak. Although they did not manage to enter the core, the rewards were beyond their expectations. Located in the caves of the peak, there were 5 to 6 abyssal species, and over 27th order Undying God King Realm abyssal species. Wang Xian and the rest swiftly killed the species within the peak. When they annihilated the third species, Wang Xian found it a pity that the rest of the abyssal species had already escaped. Dragon King. We've harvested a total of 15 7th order Undying God King Realm abyssal species, 46th order Undying God King Realm abyssal species, and over 1,000 abyssal species of varying strength. Inside the peak, Wang Xian and the rest had cleared out the abyssal species, and Ao Xie and the rest came to report with smiles on their faces. What a great harvest this time! Wang Xian's eyes were filled with excitement. With these abyssal species, Dragon Palace's strength would be enhanced to a whole new level. Let's go back. He smiled and said to the members of Dragon Palace, "Yes, Dragon King." The group immediately flew towards the entrance of the abyss. From the time they entered to the time they came out, they had only stayed here for 5 to 6 days. And in these 5 to 6 days, the harvest was terrifying. This was mainly because Wang Xian and the rest were lucky to have encountered such a unique nest of abyssal species. Just as Wang Xian was flying towards the abyss, within the territory of rank 9 Heavenly Sect, an incomparably huge army floated in a hidden space. In the center of the army was a humongous star-piercing sword, and on both sides of it, there were 10 humongous war pets. Each war pet was 5 to 6,000 meters in size, with a wingspan of over 10,000 meters. Star Vulture, a group of 4th Order Undying God King war pets, each of them exuding a powerful savage aura, their sharp eyes staring coldly ahead. On top of the Star Vulture stood tens of thousands of experts, holding bows and arrows in their hands, standing there coldly. This was a rank 9 Heavenly Sect army, also known as the Sky Hunting Arrow Army. With the Sky Hunting Arrow in their hands, the entire army launched an attack together, easily piercing through a star. Behind them were experts standing on sharp swords, their clothes fluttering without any wind, each of them like a lifeless divine sword. Tianshan's Sword Sect's Divine Sword Army. Behind them were the disciples of the 6 major forces. On top of the star-piercing sword stood a group of Undying God King experts. 2,000 Undying God King experts stood coldly in the sky. Disperse and set off for the Dragon Planet. In the lead, the sect master of the 9th grade, Heavenly Sect roared with a face full of killing intent. This time, the 6 forces had sent out all their experts. Tianshan's Sword Sect and Grade 9, Heavenly Sect's 9 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts were all sent out. Their army could sweep through any force in the South Star system. Kill, kill, kill. All the disciples immediately roared. Their killing intent soared into the starry sky, and the entire void seemed to solidify. Gather on Dragonstar in 2 days. Seal off all information and prevent them from escaping. Sword King said coldly. Yes. All the experts and disciples responded immediately. The entire army immediately spread out and flew into the void. If they were to attack Dragon Planet, they could not just charge in with great fanfare. If all the people from Dragon Palace escaped, they would be in vain. Therefore, if all the disciples flew through the void, they would be able to reach the void around Dragonstar in 2 days. They wanted to seal off the entire space so that no one on the Dragon Planet could escape. The 6 forces had made their move, but there was no news about them on the artificial intelligence system. Occasionally, someone would announce that the armies of the 6 forces had begun to gather, and it seemed like they were preparing to attack Dragon Planet. But what they did not know was that the armies of the 6 forces had already spread out and were flying towards Dragon Planet. This time, the 6 forces were completely determined to destroy everyone in Dragon Palace. Otherwise, based on their usual style, they would have gathered an army and flown over with great fanfare. Their might would shake the entire South Star system. Phew, I'm out. A day later, Wang Xian came out of the abyss with a smile on his face. Wang. However, as soon as he came out, the artificial intelligence system started to send him messages. Information about the group of girls, the Emperor's Star Maiden, and the Turtle Prime Minister. When he opened the messages, he raised his eyebrows slightly. Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect have joined forces and destroyed all the planets in Chaotic Tiger Demon Country, as well as one of the planets that used to belong to the Iron Blood Alliance. Looking at the messages above, his eyes shone with a cold gleam. Go back directly, Wang Xian said to Roving Heavens and the rest, and his figure gradually disappeared. Wang. In an instant, he returned to the Dragon King Hall of the Dragon Palace. Get Prime Minister Turtle here. After returning to the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian sensed that Prime Minister Turtle wasn't around. He immediately instructed Roving Girl, Dragon King, you're finally back. I'll inform Prime Minister Turtle. Seeing Wang Xian return, Roving Girl beamed with joy. Xiao Xian. At this time, the girls sensed his arrival and immediately flew towards the Dragon King Hall, shouting in surprise. Wow, Wang Xian, you're only back now. Do you know what happened? Emperor Star Lady looked at Wang Xian and said with displeasure, Nothing. Wang Xian smiled faintly and shook his head. Greetings, Dragon King. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle received the message and rushed over from the Dragon Palace in Dragon Planet. He greeted Wang Xian. Tell me about the situation. Wang Xian asked Prime Minister Turtle. Dragon King, not long after you left, Tianshan Sword Sect said that you killed a group of their experts and wanted to annihilate us. Subsequently, they joined forces with the Grade 9 Heaven Sect and 5 other forces and sent people to destroy all the planets in the Chaotic Tiger Demon Country. They even sent people to destroy the planets and bases of our Dragon Palace. I sent all the mysterious demons to the planets of Grade 9 Heaven Sect and Tianshan Sword Sect for revenge. About 1,000 mysterious demons were killed. There's still no news from the 6 major forces. I guess they're preparing to attack. Prime Minister Turtle reported immediately. As Wang Xian listened, a murderous intent flashed in his eyes. He wasn't being careless when he killed the people from Tianshan Sword Sect. In his opinion, Tianshan Sword Sect needed to be prepared if they wanted to deal with the Dragon Palace. Besides, Dragon Planet could withstand the attacks of the other party. Dragon Palace could also withstand the attacks of the other party. Therefore, he didn't take Tianshan Sword Sect seriously. However, what he didn't expect was that the other party would destroy their planets and even head to the starry sky of Tianza continent to destroy the planets. Summon the leaders of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he ordered Prime Minister Turtle. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded. Dragon King, we've discovered several powerful armies approaching us from the surroundings of Dragon Planet. At this time, an anxious voice sounded. Chapter 2592. Huh. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows when he heard the report from an official of the Dragon Palace. Let's head over and take a look. As Wang Xian spoke, he made a move and flew out immediately. The planet where the Dragon Palace was located used to be the planet of the Three Seas sect. In order to prevent this planet from being destroyed, Prime Minister Turtle had moved it to the side of the Dragon Planet, within the coverage of the formation. When Wang Xian flew to the sky, he looked around and saw many armies gathering in the void. At the forefront, a huge, star-piercing sword was pointing at the Dragon Planet, emitting a chilling metallic aura. Around it, huge battle pets were flapping their wings and circling around the planet. Above the battle pets, cold archers stood. At the back, experts stood on sharp swords. There were hundreds of thousands of them. Looking at them, one would be in awe. From all directions, one powerful army after another gathered in this direction. Millions of people were scattered around, and each of them was no weaker than an eternal God Lord. They were the core disciples of the 6 major forces. Dragon King, you're finally back. The experts of the 6 major forces are attacking. They deliberately hid the news to catch us off guard. The group of experts from the Chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom noticed Wang Xian and flew towards him anxiously. Don't worry. They can't break the formation of the Dragon Planet. Wang Xian nodded his head plainly. What should we do now? Just watch them attack us? The old master of the Tiger Demon Kingdom asked with a bitter expression. The planet was destroyed, and they could only hide here. They were no different from homeless dogs. Let them fight. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he looked at the people of the Tiger Demon Kingdom. Don't worry, they will pay a heavy price soon. Don't worry, just wait patiently. It won't be long. With your words, Dragon King, we can rest assured. The king of the Tiger Demon Kingdom smiled. Dragon King, shall we not do anything today? Given our strength, we can. Roving Heavens and the rest hesitated before asking. If we don't do anything, they have at least 8 7th-order Immortal King realm experts. We won't be able to stop them. He shook his head slightly. Dragon King, the leaders are here. At this moment, Prime Minister Turtle flew over, followed by the leaders of the Dragon Palace. Go to the Dragonization Pool and bring a few more Spike Dragons, Starwood Dragons, and Heavenly Lightning Earth and Fire Dragons and Phoenixes. Wang Xian looked at the group of leaders and continued to instruct Prime Minister Turtle. It's Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded his head. Wang Xian moved and came to the Dragon Transformation Pool in the Dragon Palace. With a wave of his arm, he placed all the corpses of the abyssal species to the side. There were 15 level 7 Undying God King Abyss-type corpses, 40 level 6 Undying God King Abyss-type corpses, and over 1,000 different types of Abyss-type corpses. This amount of resources was enough for the Dragon Palace to have at least 27th Order Immortal God King realm experts. Once it was upgraded, the Dragon Palace would possess the power to dominate the entire South Star Galaxy. Let's go in and improve our strength, said Wang Xian to the leaders of the Dragon Palace. It's Dragon King. All the leaders had excited expressions on their faces as they dived into the Dragon Transformation Pool. Dragon King, with so many resources, once we upgrade, our Dragon Palace will be able to annihilate those 6 forces. Prime Minister Turtle's eyes sparkled as he said excitedly. Let's level up first. Wang Xian nodded his head. Ha ha ha, all the beasts of the Dragon Palace, Huluan Demon Country, come out and face your death. At this moment, an incomparably violent voice reverberated through the entire starry sky. Everyone on the surrounding planets could hear it clearly. When Wang Xian heard this voice, he raised an eyebrow. Seeing that the members of the Dragon Palace had started to level up, he moved and came to one of the 9 planets above the Dragon Star. Just as he arrived, he could feel an extremely cold and violent aura. He looked to the front. The star-piercing sword was in the center, and over 1,000 Undying God King experts stood on it. There were 10 starry condor battle pets around it, and archers stood on them. Behind them was an army led by Undying God Kings. Looking across, there were about 2,000 Undying God Kings. The most eye-catching were the 9 middle-aged elders at the front of the star-piercing sword. Their eyes were as bright as the stars, and their dense killing intent caused the surrounding air to solidify. The 9 middle-aged elders stared coldly at the planets in front of them. A bunch of trash. You want us to go out? If you have the guts, why don't you attack us? 6 forces besieging us. Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? You're worse than beasts. Not far away, an expert from the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom pointed at them and scolded furiously. Wang Xian smiled faintly and watched quietly. Ha ha ha, you really think we can't break this array? Dragon King, how dare you kill the experts and disciples of our Tianshan sword sect? Today will be the day you pay the price. On the star-piercing sword, an expert from the Tianshan sword sect roared furiously. You 2 arrogant beasts. Later, we'll skin you, pull out your tendons and bones, and put them in my god nation. An expert from the grade 9 heavenly sect roared coldly. Don't talk so much nonsense. Break the array and kill our way in. The Sword King drew out his blood-red sword slowly and said coldly, All right, let's break the array. I want to see how many times this array can withstand our attacks. An old ancestor from the Tianshan sword sect said coldly, Last time, we were stopped by the array. This time, with everyone here, breaking the array won't be a problem. An old ancestor from the grade 9 heavenly sect said plainly, In that case, get ready to strike. An old ancestor from the Tianshan sword sect took 2 steps forward and a huge sword appeared in his hand. Get ready to strike. Break their array in one strike. The sect leader of the grade 9 Heavenly Sect raised the thunder hammer in his hand and roared. Yes, the millions of disciples roared in unison and responded in a loud voice. Rumble, rumble, rumble. In the next moment, waves of horrifying aura came from the front. Millions of experts unleashed all their aura. 2,000 immortal god kings didn't hide their aura at all. A wave of horrifying aura rushed towards the planet ahead. Damn it, let's run. Hurry up and teleport away. Why did the 6 major forces, including the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect and Tianshan Sword Sect, suddenly come? What a horrifying aura. They're too strong. Almost all the experts from the 6 major forces are here. There must be at least 2,000 of them. Let's teleport to another planet. Dragon Star is doomed, and so is Dragon Palace. At the same time, in Dragon Star, hundreds of people who hadn't left in time saw this scene and felt the horrifying aura coming from above. They were horrified. All of them flew towards the teleportation array frantically to leave this place as soon as possible. Chapter 2593. Wonderful pop-up window free reading. The 6 major forces have gathered in the sky above Dragon Star and are preparing to attack it. Dragon Star is finished. What? The 6 major forces have gathered on Dragon Star? Why isn't there any news on the artificial intelligence system? Looks like they want to wipe out the Dragon Palace in one fell swoop. The Dragon Palace has sent people to the Rank 9 Heavenly Sect and Tianshan Sword factions planets to massacre them. The 2 major forces are completely enraged and want to annihilate the Dragon Palace. It's over. The Dragon Palace is finished. That Dragon King is courting death, offending a Rank 9 Heavenly Sect and Tianshan Sword faction. It's a joint attack from 2 major forces. Which force can withstand it? There were a few hundred people on Dragon Star who had yet to escape due to various reasons. When they saw the 6 major forces gathering above Dragon Star and preparing to attack, they quickly used the teleportation array to escape. Soon, the news of the 6 major forces attacking Dragon Star spread throughout the artificial intelligence system. This time, everyone could see that the 6 major forces had concealed the news and used a very secretive method to enter Dragon Star's surroundings. They wanted to wipe out the Dragon Palace in one fell swoop. This shook the entire South Star system, but unfortunately, they did not know the exact situation on Dragon Star. Break for this Sword King. Break for me. Break, break, break. At the same time, the Sword King and the other 7th Order Immortal God King experts flew into the sky. Their powerful divine artifacts surged with the terrifying power of law. Around him, the void was directly torn apart, forming a series of cracks. A series of terrifying attacks were launched towards Longxing. The attacks of 9 immortal god kings tore a terrifying crack in space. Star-piercing sword, pierce. Below, an expert from the Tianshan Sword faction roared as his hand landed heavily on the star-piercing sword. Wong, wong, wong. The star-piercing sword trembled as it pierced forward at a terrifying speed, as if it wanted to tear everything in its path apart. Attack. The surrounding star vultures roared as a storm of law energy surged forward. All the archers in the sky pulled their bowstrings to the maximum. Instantly, they pierced through the void and shot towards the Dragon Star. The vast and terrifying attacks in the surroundings had covered the entire world in front of them. This scene was even more terrifying than the arrival of Doomsday. Such an attack could instantly turn a star into a speck of dust. Ha ha ha, I'd like to see how your formation can withstand such an attack. The sect master of 3 Seas sect roared with a ferocious expression. The boundless terrifying might of the laws surged forward, blotting out the sky. Is this? Can it be blocked? How are we supposed to block this attack? The disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom on the 9 planets of Dragonstar turned pale when they saw the terrifying attack. Some of the sky demons even felt despair in their hearts. This attack could not be blocked at all. This attack is still lacking. Tianjun stood in the sky above a planet, calmly facing the attack that covered a radius of several billion kilometers. Buzz. He took out the array formation compass and gently moved it. The sound of leaves rustling could be heard in the surrounding void. A towering tree instantly appeared in the void. Its incomparably huge branches and leaves enveloped the entire world. The towering tree was like a solid substance, protecting the area. Humph! The experts of the heavenly mountain sword sect snorted coldly when they saw the towering tree. Boom! Boom! In the next moment, the dense and endless attacks landed on it, causing the tree to tremble slightly. This blocked it. This formation actually blocked it. Down below, the disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom saw that all their attacks had been blocked outside, and their faces were filled with shock. What? How is this possible? Up above, the experts of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, the Tianshan Sword Sect, watched as their attacks slowly dissipated and the towering tree remained unchanged. Their faces were filled with shock and embarrassment. The combined attack of millions of them couldn't even break it. This made them feel that it was inconceivable. Continue the attack. When the Sword King saw that the attack was blocked and the star-piercing sword was stopped in front of the towering tree, his expression changed and he roared loudly, "Continue the attack." The experts of the 9th grade Heavenly Sect also roared with sullen expressions. Previously, they had already witnessed the powerful defense of Dragonstar. However, this time, the attack power had increased by several times and still couldn't break it. This gave them a bad premonition. However, they didn't give up. The formation needed a huge amount of energy to block their attacks. Just because the first attack couldn't break it didn't mean that it couldn't break it in the second and third time. Attack. Boom. Boom. In the next moment, another terrifying attack that blotted out the sky flew towards the towering tree. A violent sound rang out, but this time, there was not the slightest change from the last time. The towering tree trembled slightly, but not a single crack appeared. All the attacks were blocked once again. Continue. The sect leader of the 3 C's sect gritted his teeth and said, "I don't believe that they can withstand dozens or even hundreds of our attacks." Boom, 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 boom. He released all his strength and formed a sword of law that slashed towards the direction of Dragonstar. Boom, boom. In the next moment, continuous explosions sounded as the 7th Order God King Realm experts attacked one after another. However, not a single crack appeared on the towering tree. Attack together. 2 minutes later, one of the 7th Order God King Realm experts roared coldly as he waved his arm and formed a long spear with his law energy. Beside him, the other 8 7th Order God King Realm experts also formed a long spear with their law energy and attacked the same spot. Bang, bang, bang. Sounds of collisions rang out as cracks appeared on the spot that was attacked. Damn it! We need at least a dozen 7th Order God King Realm experts to attack the same spot at the same time. Seeing that the crack that had appeared was quickly recovering, the experts from the Tianshan Sword Sect had ugly expressions on their faces. Millions of them had charged over, swearing that they would annihilate the entire Dragon Palace and make their blood flow for billions of miles. In the end, they couldn't even break through the defense. This was a blatant slap to their faces. Stop attacking, it's useless. The group of 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts noticed the problem and ordered the disciples around them with gloomy faces. What kind of defense is this? Why is it so strong? This defense is too terrifying. So many of us are attacking, but it's useless. Looking at the defense in front of them, the group of Immortal King Realm experts' jaws dropped as they exclaimed in shock. So many experts, yet they couldn't break through the defense. Chapter 2594. The atmosphere on Dragon Planet was a little awkward. The disciples of the 6 forces stood there and stared blankly at the powerful defense in front of them. If I can't break it, what should I do? Now, the entire Southstar Galaxy knew that they were attacking Dragon Planet. But if everyone knew that they still couldn't break through the enemy's defense, it would be too embarrassing. Was it because they were too weak that 2 of the 4 forces could not break the defense of Dragon Planet? Or was the Dragon Palace too powerful? Damn it, if we can't break their defense, we can't do anything to them. The sect master of the 9th grade heaven, sect roared with a gloomy face. The enemy was right in front of them, but they couldn't do anything about it. This made them incomparably angry. He was full of confidence a moment ago, but now, what to do? There's another way. Use the transmission array to directly enter the interior of Dragonstar. Right now, the Dragonstar transmission array is not sealed. An old man from Tianshan's sword sect said with a dark expression, "This won't do. If they can set up such a powerful defensive formation, it doesn't mean that they can't set up a powerful killing formation. Once we enter, there will be great risks. Moreover, this might be a trap that they deliberately left behind." One of the ancestors from the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect immediately shook his head. "We are clearly much stronger than them, yet we feel so stifled. Those damn formation masters really deserve to die." An old ancestor couldn't help but curse. The Dragon Palace and the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire had at most 2 to 3 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts. It would be a piece of cake for them to eliminate the other party. But because of the existence of this formation, they couldn't do anything about it. This kind of feeling was very sullen. There's another way. Based on the defensive power of this array, a dozen 7th Order God King Realm Immortal King Realm experts would be their limit. Unless we can find a few more 7th Order God King Realm experts. The sect master of the 9th grade Heavenly Sect said with a sullen face, "That's impossible. Other than us, only the Heavenly Eagle Cloud Corporation and the Northgate Undying Celestial Dynasty have 7th Order God King Realm Immortal King Realm experts in the South Star system. Without enough benefits, they would never make a move." The Sword King gripped the blood sword in his hand and said in a deep voice, "Then what should we do?" An expert couldn't help but growl in a low voice. What to do? They didn't know what to do. If he couldn't even break through the opponent's defense, what else could he do? The atmosphere was heavy, and no one spoke. When the disciples saw this scene, they did not even dare to breathe. At present, there is only one way, and that is to completely seal off Dragon Planet and not let any forces or planets have any contact with it. I want to see how they can develop without all the resources. If we see any of them coming out, we'll send people to kill them." After a few minutes, one of the ancestors of the 9th grade Heaven Sect said with a gloomy face, "Since he couldn't break it and couldn't destroy it quickly, he could only seal it. Seal off all communication with the planet and destroy all their teleportation portals. Anyone who enters Dragon Planet will have to face their revenge. As long as the people of the Dragon Palace and Tiger Luan Demon Kingdom came out, they would send people to kill them. At present, this was the only way." All right. The rest of the experts gritted their teeth and nodded. This was the only way. Send someone to monitor this place. Even if a mosquito flies out, they must be monitored. The Sword King roared with an awe-inspiring face. Yes. The surrounding experts of Tianshan's sword sect nodded and immediately went to give the order. After everything was set up, everyone from the 6 forces left with gloomy expressions. "Ha ha ha, a bunch of trash. Why are you all leaving? Didn't you say that you were going to destroy me today? You can't even break our defense here, and you dare to say that you want to destroy us? 6 trash. How dare you curse at us?" On the 9 planets around Dragon Planet, the disciples of the Tiger Luan Demon Kingdom sneered when they saw everyone from the 6 forces leaving with ugly expressions. Some irascible sky demons immediately cursed at the top of their lungs. When their voices reached the ears of the experts from the 6 forces, their faces turned extremely gloomy. "Ha ha ha, Dragon Planet's defense is too strong. The array master of the Dragon Palace is too powerful. If the other forces in the South Star system knew about this, they would definitely be shocked. Millions of experts from the 2 forces couldn't break through our defense. I almost peed my pants just now. I didn't expect the expert from the Dragon Palace to be so powerful. I'm going to report this to the artificial intelligence system. I'm sure it will shock everyone." When the disciples of the Tiger Luan Demon Kingdom saw them escaping, they discussed excitedly. Some sky demons also reported what happened here to the artificial intelligence system. When the people on the artificial intelligence system saw the news, they couldn't believe it at first. That was the combined attack of 8 to 9 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts from the 6 forces. In their opinion, the news of Dragon Planet's destruction would reach them soon. At first, when they saw the news, they couldn't believe it. But as more and more news appeared, everyone was dumbfounded. Soon, when the Tianshan Sword Sect, Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, and the rest of the 6 forces returned without accomplishing anything, the entire South Star system was in an uproar. Dragon Planet's defense was able to withstand the attacks of the 6 forces. How terrifying was that? Some of the more daring people hesitated for a moment before using the teleportation array to reach Dragon Planet. When they didn't see anyone from the 6 forces around them, their faces were filled with shock. They really withstood the attacks. Hiss, the security of Dragon Planet is too heaven-defying. Crazy, crazy. If millions of experts couldn't break through, wouldn't there be more people coming to Dragon Planet in the future? Some people stood around the teleportation array and mumbled to themselves. They could already imagine that it wouldn't be long before Dragon Planet was filled with people. This caused those who returned to their houses to beat their chests and cry bitterly. This was too difficult for them. Dragon Planet had accomplished something that they thought was impossible time and time again. The South Star system was in an uproar. Countless people were teleported to Dragon Planet and flew into the sky, discussing among themselves. I've decided. I'm going to buy a house on Dragon Planet. I'm going to move my family here. Some people made up their minds. With such a safe planet and such a powerful cultivation ground, it was the perfect place to settle down. Look at the artificial intelligence system. The Tianshan Sword Sect, Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, and 4 other forces have issued a joint statement. They are going to seal off Dragon Planet. But right at this moment, a middle-aged man's shocked voice sounded. What? Seal off Dragon Planet? They are going to destroy all the teleportation arrays leading to Dragon Planet and warn everyone that anyone who enters Dragon Planet will be their enemy. Hiss, the 6 forces do have the strength to seal off Dragon Planet. Everyone opened the artificial intelligence system and their faces changed when they saw the information. Chapter 2595. Although the defense of Dragon Planet is very strong, their strength is much weaker than the 6 forces. Although the 6 forces can't break the defense of Dragon Planet, they can seal it. This is also what the Tianshan Sword Sect and the 9th grade Heavenly Sect can do. Moreover, they have the strength to seal Dragon Planet. With this announcement, who would dare to come to Dragon Planet in the future? Who would dare to step into Dragon Planet in the future if they completely seal it? This is completely isolating Dragon Planet. Without any resources, it will be difficult for the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom to develop. It's not just difficult. They seal Dragon Planet not only to prevent others from entering Dragon Planet, but also to send a message. If the disciples of the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom enter other planets in the future, they might attack them. Who would dare to let the disciples of the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom enter? This is forcing all the forces in the South Star system to isolate the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom and block all their development channels. In Dragon Planet, some people who entered frowned and discussed this news. Sealing Dragon Planet, isolating the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom. Even the North Immortal Celestial Dynasty and the Sky Eagle Cloud Group would not dare to violate the joint statement of the 6 forces. After all, anyone who was in contact with the Dragon Palace would be the enemy of the 6 forces. Who would dare? Let's go. The 6 forces will definitely make an example out of us. Whoever dares to stay in Dragon Planet will definitely be attacked by the 6 forces. Sigh. What a pity for the strong defense and training ground of Dragon Planet. The most important thing is that the Dragon Palace and the Tiger Demon Kingdom are too weak. If they could rely on their strength to resist the 6 forces, the 6 forces would not be able to seal Dragon Planet. The group looked at each other, went to the teleportation device, and teleported out immediately. They did not dare to violate the blockade of the 6 forces. Damn it, the 9th grade Heavenly Sect and the Tianshan Sword Sect dare to seal us. Under their blockade, who would dare to come to Dragon Planet? When the disciples and experts of the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom saw this announcement, their faces turned ugly. Once sealed, it would be a huge blow to them. Their development in the future would be a huge problem. Dragon King. After the 6 forces made their announcement, there was a problem with the teleportation device. All the customers who entered Dragon Planet have left. In the Dragon Palace of the Dragon Star, Prime Minister Turtle reported to Wang Xian. Just now, less than 10 minutes after the 6 major forces made their announcement, they sensed that the location on the other side of the teleportation portal had been destroyed. In other words, no planet could be directly teleported to Dragon Planet, and Dragon Star would not be able to teleport to other planets. Dragon Planet was isolated and suffered great losses. Ignore them. Let them continue to be arrogant, Wang Xian sat on the dragon throne and smiled nonchalantly. This group of clowns won't be able to jump around for much longer. At the front, the group of experts from the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom also felt relieved when they saw how relaxed Wang Xian was. From the beginning, the Dragon King had shown them one miracle after another. Over time, as long as the Dragon King did not panic, they would feel much more at ease. Prime Minister Turtle, in the following month, send the Sly Demon to scout out the bases of the 6 superpowers, find out the location of the 7th Order Immortal King experts of the Heavenly Mountain Sword School and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. Wang Xian sat on the dragon throne, squinted his eyes, and said plainly, "It's Dragon King." Prime Minister Turtle nodded. He also knew of the Dragon King's plan. In fact, the Dragon Palace now had 11 7th Order Immortal King experts, including the Heavenly Arrays. With 11 7th Order Immortal King realm experts, the Dragon Palace would definitely be able to retaliate when the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, Tianshan Sword Faction, and the other 6 major forces attacked. Not to mention other things, killing hundreds of thousands of Eternal God Lord-level disciples was a piece of cake. Even killing 400 to 500, or even 600 Immortal King experts was a huge possibility. But the Dragon Palace did not make a move. The Grade 9 Heavenly Sect and Heavenly Mountain Sword School initially wanted to annihilate the Dragon Palace and the chaotic Tiger Demon Kingdom, not allowing any of them to escape. Wang Xian had the same thought. When all the experts of the Dragon Palace become stronger, it would be the time for the Dragon Palace to take revenge. Once the Dragon Palace made a move, it would not be as simple as killing a few Immortal King experts. If they made a move now, the other side would be on their guard. 1 month later, he wanted all the experts of the 6 superpowers to not be able to escape. At that time, the strength of the Dragon Palace would cause a commotion in the entire South Star Galaxy. When will we be able to take revenge? This is so frustrating. The Emperor Star Princess said with slight dissatisfaction. She and the other girls looked at the information on the AI and expressed their anger. Now, the Emperor Star Princess had already treated the Dragon Palace as half her home. Very soon, they will pay the price. The girls laughed and said to the Emperor Star Princess. Although the Emperor Star Princess lived in the Dragon Palace, she was not qualified to enter many of the core areas of the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Transformation Pool, the Dragon Cave, and the Dragon Throne were all places she could not step foot in. She did not know much about the secrets of the Dragon Palace, but the girls knew, so they were not worried at all. Many people on the AI said that the Dragon Palace is only slightly stronger in defense. If we can't break through this time, the Dragon Star will be destroyed sooner or later, and the Dragon Palace will be annihilated. She said. Although the 6 superpowers' failure to break through the Dragon Star's defense shocked everyone, they also saw one thing clearly, and that was the Dragon Palace's strength could not contend against the 6 superpowers. As long as they could contend against them, the Dragon Palace would not be in such a passive position and would not be attacked and sealed by the 6 superpowers. If they were to fight a long battle, the entire Dragon Star and the entire Dragon Palace might be dragged down. Let them shout as much as they want first. Wang Xian smiled nonchalantly. We'll see after a month. After the 6 superpowers failed to break through the Dragon Palace's defense and announced the lockdown of the Dragon Star, time passed. No one dared to go near the vicinity of the Dragon Star. At this time, everyone knew that they had to keep their distance from the Dragon Palace. A month's time was just a snap of the fingers to this resplendent vast thousand domains. When the last few experts of the Dragon Palace flew out from the Dragon Transformation Pool, there was only a little dragon blood left in the Dragon Transformation Pool. Wang Xian stood there, smiling as he scanned the area in front of him. There were a total of 31 people in the lead, each of them exuding a vast aura, and at the same time, a strong battle intent. All of them had the combat strength of a 7th-order Immortal King. Behind them, there were hundreds of 6th-order Immortal King Dragon Palace members. A month's time. It'll be fast. Wang Xian looked at his subordinates and murmured, "The Dragon Palace has been passively defending. Now, I wonder if the 6 superpowers are ready?" Chapter 2596. Dragon King, we're ready. Inside the Dragon King Hall, over 2,000 Dragon Palace experts stood below. 31 of them. Prime Minister Turtle, how's the preparation on the mysterious demon side? Wang Xian's gaze swept across the group of God King realm experts as he asked with a smile. Reporting to Dragon King, we've got a hold of 60% of the 6 factions God Kings, but 40% is still missing. Prime Minister Turtle reported immediately. That's enough. What about the group of 7th-order Immortal King realm experts? Wang Xian asked plainly. We've only confirmed 6 of them. We don't know the location of the other 3. Prime Minister Turtle paused for a moment before continuing. Dragon King, we can lure them over. If we can confirm their location, send people over to surround them. If we can't, assassinate their disciples to lure them over. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes and said coldly, "Yes, Dragon King." Prime Minister Turtle nodded, then looked at the group of leaders and experts beside him. "Carry out the plan immediately. Move out in 1 day," he said with a cold expression. "Yes, Prime Minister Turtle." The group of leaders and experts nodded, their eyes flashing with killing intent. They had been holding it in for a long time. Heavenly Array. How's the preparation for the array? Prime Minister Turtle looked at Heavenly Array and asked with a smile. It's enough. The Firehammer tribe has 2 Immortal King realm experts. Heavenly Array nodded indifferently. Spacelock Array, Black Hole Array. Heavenly Array had been preparing all along. The array compass could only be activated by those who understood array formations, but the Firehammer tribe was proficient in array formations. They could definitely activate the compass made by Heavenly Array. Wang Xian sat on the dragon throne and looked around with a smile on his face. Next, he just had to wait for the results. This time, all 31 7th-order Immortal King realm experts of Dragon Palace were mobilized. The reason why they waited for a month before making their move was to capture all of them in one fell swoop. A day passed quickly, and Prime Minister Turtle and the group of leaders and officials had come up with a detailed battle plan. For the 6 7th-order Immortal King realm experts that they already knew, Dragon Palace would send 18 7th-order Immortal King realm experts to kill them. As for the other Undying God King experts, the Dragon Palace also sent at least twice their strength. Other than the 7th-order Immortal God King realm experts, the 6 superpowers had around 45th-order Immortal King realm experts. However, there was still a huge gap between them and the Dragon Palace. As for those at the 5th and 4th level, the difference was even greater. Although the 6 factions had about 3,000 Undying God Kings, most of them were only at the 1st-order Undying God King. Enter the formation. 1 day later, in Dragonstar, Tianzhan said to the members of Dragon Palace. Yes. The group of leaders and their subordinates did not hesitate and directly entered the battle technique. Buzz. One by one, they entered. Soon after, they found themselves in the void. Let's go. 30 hours later, we'll act according to the plan. The group of leaders looked at the time on Ji now and said softly, All right, let's go. So. The 50,000 members of the Dragon Palace flew into the distance and disappeared into the vast void. In the starry sky surrounding the Dragon Planet, the experts sent by the 6 superpowers to monitor this place did not notice the members of the Dragon Palace at all. At the Dragon Star's transfer array, Prime Minister Turtle and the rest stared coldly at the few spots in the void. When the rest of the members of the Dragon Palace make their moves, clean up this trash as well, Prime Minister Turtle said indifferently. In the space of the South Star system, the members of the Dragon Palace sped through the space. With so many 7th-order Undying God King experts leading them, their speed was much faster. A few hours later, members began to leave the team one after another, quietly entering the planets one by one. There were over 1,000 planets under the control of the 6 superpowers. Among them, the planets of the Demon Slayer sect and Three Seas sect were already occupied by the chaotic Tiger Demon country. However, the other 6 superpowers had quite a number of life planets as well. In a little more than a day, the members of the Dragon Palace reached the various planets, especially the places where the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect were located. There were 10 7th Order Undying God King experts heading there. On the Tianshan Commerce Planet and Grade 9 Heavenly Sects planets, the members of the Dragon Palace had also entered. The Tianshan Commerce Planet was bustling with activity. This was a business planet with a long history, and it was recognized as one of the safest business planets in the South Star system. It had been hundreds of thousands of years since a large-scale battle had happened on this planet. There were very few disturbances, which resulted in the prosperity of this planet. Previously, when Wang Xian wanted to enter this planet, he was directly rejected outside. 30 hours is up, move out now. After 30 hours, the leaders of the Dragon Palace looked at the time and smiled. Tianshan Commerce Planet, move out. Grade 9 Heavenly Sect Commerce Planet, move out. The order to attack was given, and everyone was shocked. Move out. At the same time, in the middle of the Tianshan Commerce Planet and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect Commerce Planet, the mysterious demons and Heaven's Eye Arrow unit launched their attacks. Arg. Boom, boom, boom. In an instant, the group of mysterious demons and Heaven's Eye Arrow unit launched an attack on the disciples of the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. The members of the Dragon Palace who launched the attack were not too strong. Most of them were below the Immortal God King realm. There were also some Immortal God King experts, but all of them could barely hold their own against the Immortal God King realm experts. Boom. The sudden explosion and the sudden attack were exceptionally eye-catching on the bustling planet. What's going on? Why is there an explosion all of a sudden? Someone is attacking the Tianshan Commerce Planet. Someone is attacking. It's the members of the Dragon Palace. The experts of the Dragon Palace are taking revenge on the Tianshan Sword Sect. The sudden attack caused panic within a radius of 1,000 kilometers. Countless people on the planet looked towards the location of the explosion with shock on their faces. What's going on? Shouldn't the 6 major forces be monitoring the members of the Dragon Palace? Why are they attacking here all of a sudden? Damn it! What is the purpose of the Tianshan Sword Sect Commerce Planet? Some customers shouted in panic and embarrassment when they saw the attack. Damn bastards from the Dragon Palace. How dare you attack us? Go to hell. On the business planet, the experts of the Tianshan Sword Sect were enraged when they received the news that the experts from the Dragon Palace were here to cause trouble and assassinate them. At the same time, they were also shocked. Why did the other party suddenly enter their business planet? One should know that ever since the incident at the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect Commerce Planet, the Tianshan Sword Sect was fully prepared. But what they didn't know was that there were so many experts coming this time. Chapter 2597. On the Tianshan Commercial Planet, chaos arose as members of Dragon Palace attacked the Tianshan Sword Sect's disciples and the planet's guards. Due to the sudden ambush, a large number of Tianshan Sword Sect's disciples were killed. At the same time, the buildings on the Tianshan Commercial Planet were also destroyed. In the skies above Tianshan Sword Sect's core city, the experts of Tianshan Sword Sect sensed the commotion and flew over, their eyes filled with killing intent. As Tianshan Commercial Planet, their defenses were not to be underestimated. There were usually 7th Order God King Realm Immortal King Realm experts guarding the planet, but because of the attack on Dragon Palace, there were no such experts guarding the planet. Even so, there were 3 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts, a dozen 5th Order Immortal King Realm experts, and a group of over 100 God Kings. Boom, boom, boom. In the skies above, towering auras surged into the sky as they stared at the Dragon Palace members that came to cause trouble, their eyes filled with killing intent. Leave them all here, kill. An elder was enraged. It was a great humiliation for them to let the people of Dragon Palace kill their way into Tianshan Commercial Planet to cause trouble. The experts of Tianshan Sword Sect are here. The experts and disciples of Dragon Palace are quite capable to be able to charge into Tianshan commercial planet. However, their people are still too weak. If they are slow, they will be left here. Dragon Palace wants to launch a sneak attack on the 6 major forces. Although they are not a match for the 6 major forces, their defense is stronger. The crowd on the Tianshan commercial planet discussed in hushed voices. Although sneak attacks will affect the 6 major forces greatly, Dragon Palace will also suffer heavy losses if this goes on. Some experts thought to themselves as they scanned the area in front of them. The Dragon Palace had tens of thousands of Eternal God Lord level experts, but how many of them would be able to escape this time? The experts of Tianshan's sword sect had used their laws to seal the entire planet. Over 100 God Kings, huh? Hee. Stop them. In a corner of Tianshan commercial planet, Roving Heavens scanned the area and ordered his subordinates. Yes. Immediately, over 100 immortal God Kings flew out. Ha ha ha. Since you want to kill the disciples of Dragon Palace, I will destroy your Tianshan commercial planet today. A member of the Dragon Palace roared furiously with a murderous look on his face. His voice echoed throughout the entire Tianshan commercial planet. What? There are still experts from Dragon Palace who have yet to take action. Oh no, there are still experts in the Dragon Palace. Damn it, our shop is doomed. The Dragon Palace is going crazy for revenge. The crowd of customers on Tianshan commercial planet quickly hid to the side. Their faces were filled with fear. Damn it, you bunch of rascals from the Dragon Palace. When we attacked you, you hid in the planet and didn't dare to come out. Now you dare to be so arrogant. Die. In the sky, the experts of the Sky Mountain Sword sect looked embarrassed when they saw over 100 God Kings suddenly appearing in the Dragon Palace. Their strength is similar to ours. Inform the Sword King and the others immediately. Damn it. Activate the planet protection of Tianshan Sword Sect. We can't let them destroy the planet. Let's stall them and ask for reinforcements from the sect. The experts of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect shouted in a low voice as their faces darkened. There were many immortal God Kings attacking their planet. But according to the strength of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect, they were not any weaker than the Dragon Palace. Therefore, what they needed to do now was to ask for reinforcements from the Sword King and the others. As for them, they would try their best to stall these damned bastards. Kill, kill, kill. The members of Dragon Palace stared at the experts of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect and attacked. Suppress them. The elders of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect roared and attacked with their swords. Hee. In a corner of the Tianshan commercial planet, Roving Heavens and the rest were smiling as they watched this scene. The Sky Mountain Sword Sect has a total of 5 7th Order Immortal God Kings. Only 3 of them know the exact location. The other 2 don't know. Let's hope those 2 can hurry over. Roving Heavens murmured as he watched the battle above silently. A total of over 200 immortal God Kings were slaughtering each other. It was definitely earth-shattering. Everyone in the Tianshan commercial planet fled in fear. The entire Tianshan commercial planet was instantly engulfed in the flames of war. This Dragon Palace actually sent out so many experts. If this continues, the entire Tianshan commercial planet will be finished. The Sky Mountain Sword Sect still wasn't prepared. Damn it, we've suffered huge losses this time. To think that the Tianshan commercial planet would have such a day. It's too dangerous. Some God Kings hid far away as they looked at the battlefield in front of them with a bitter expression. And the news of the Tianshan commercial planet being attacked was quickly spread out on the artificial intelligence system. Over 100 immortal God Kings from Dragon Palace invaded the Tianshan commercial planet. This Dragon Palace is starting to take revenge. This Sky Mountain Sword Sect is too stupid. They're already at a point where they won't rest until one of them dies. Yet they didn't take any precautions. They actually let so many experts from Dragon Palace enter the planet so easily. I'm not afraid of comparison. Dragon Star's safety is simply too high. Tianshan commercial planet was actually invaded by Dragon Palace's experts. On the artificial intelligence system, all the factions received this news and their faces were filled with shock. Over 100 immortal God Kings had invaded. This was definitely a huge blow to the Tianshan commercial planet. Tianshan commercial planet didn't take any precautions? This was a little unbelievable. Rank 9 Heavenly Sect's business planet is also in chaos. Dragon Palace's experts invaded again and killed many experts from the Sky Mountain Sword Sect. Rank 9 Heavenly Sect side is in trouble too. Damn, is this Dragon Palace's sneak attack so powerful? One should know that Dragon Palace had sneak attacked the Rank 9 Heavenly Sect's business planet once, and they succeeded again. Just as everyone was discussing about the Tianshan commercial planet being attacked by Dragon Palace, news came from the Rank 9 Heavenly Sect's business planet. When everyone received this news, they weren't just shocked. Dragon Palace had already attacked the Rank 9 Heavenly Sect's business planet once. Rank 9 Heavenly Sect should have been prepared and had some countermeasures. But now they were attacked again. Was it because Rank 9 Heavenly Sect was too stupid or Dragon Palace was too strong? But Dragon Palace was hiding under Dragon Star's defensive array formation and didn't dare to come out. How could they invade two major business planets so easily? Damn it! How did Tianshan commercial planet suddenly get invaded by Dragon Palace's experts? How could our defensive system not detect it? At this moment, on the Sky Mountain Sword Sect's planet, Sword King roared coldly. Chapter 2598 Lord Sword King, there's news from Tianshan Commerce Planet. They have over 100 Undying God Kings, with 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts among them. The rest are on par with the Guardian Elder and the rest, requesting for reinforcements. In the territory of the Heavenly Mountain Sword Sect, an elder reported with an ugly expression. Inform the ancestors to take action immediately. Bring along all the sealing circles in the sect. This time, none of them will be able to return. Since they dare to cause trouble in our Tianshan Commerce Planet, all of them will die. The Sword King roared with a violent expression. His figure moved, and he immediately flew out. However, just as he was in the air, a resplendent arrow flew towards him. The arrow pierced through the void, leaving a long mark in its wake as it landed beside the Sword King. Court death. The Sword King waved his arm, and a blood sword appeared in his hand as he stabbed forward. Pung! In an instant, the arrow and the sword collided, creating a loud collision sound. Wong! The Sword King's figure was sent flying back tens of thousands of meters. 7th Order Immortal King Realm Expert, Archer. The Sword King's expression changed as he stared at the void in front of him. In the next instant, another 3 arrows flew towards him. As the 3 arrows flew through the void, they gradually turned into 3 terrifying wind dragons. The 3 wind dragons intertwined with each other, letting out a deafening roar. Slash! It's been hundreds of thousands of years since anyone dared to challenge me, the Sword King. Today, I will slay you. The blood-red long sword slashed forward as the Sword King roared with killing intent. However, at that moment, countless arrows descended upon Tianshan's sword sect. Each arrow contained a terrifying power of law. Someone dares to invade our Tianshan sword sect? Is it the Dragon Palace? All disciples of the Tianshan sword sect, prepare for battle. Within the Tianshan sword sect, arrows after arrows flew towards the Sword King, causing the entire Tianshan sword sect to be on the move. Countless experts flew into the sky, staring coldly in front of them. Who dares to attack my Tianshan sword sect? Are you courting death? Behind them, the 2 7th Order God King Realm Immortal King Realm ancestors roared in anger. At the same time, killing intent surged into the sky. I am attacking your Heavenly Mountain Sword faction. Meanwhile, Ao Qi, Mao Zixin, and Ao Xingmu were flying towards them while speaking coldly. Who are you people? Seeing the 3 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts, the eyes of the Sword King and the rest narrowed, and their faces darkened. You attacked our Dragon Palace not long ago, and now you're asking who we are? Mao Zixin held the longbow in his hand and locked his cold gaze on the 3 of them. What? An expert from Dragon Palace. Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace has so many 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts? When the people of Tianshan's sword sect heard Mao Zixin, their expressions changed and they exclaimed, Dragon Palace? You're actually from the Dragon Palace. Good, good, good. How dare you come out instead of hiding in the array? Die. Demon Punishment Sword. A cold roar came out of the Sword King's mouth as he stared coldly at Mao Zixin's group. Kill. How dare you cause trouble in our Heavenly Mountain Sword sect? The eyes of the other 2 old ancestors were filled with killing intent as they charged towards Ao Qi and Ao Xingmu. Attack. Today, we'll let the Tianshan Sword Sect know the consequences of offending our Dragon Palace. Mao Zixin roared as the members of the Heaven's Eye Arrow Division and the Berserk Dragon species followed behind him. Roar, roar, roar. The members of the Dragon Palace roared furiously as Ao Qi and the rest charged forward. There are 3 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts attacking us. We can hold them off here. Inform the other 2 old ancestors to head to Tianshan Commerce Planet for reinforcements. The Sword King's gaze swept across the surroundings, and when he saw that there were only so many experts in the Dragon Palace, he immediately ordered an elder. Yes, Lord Sword King. The elder immediately nodded and began to inform the other 2 patriarchs. At the same time, in an extremely well-hidden crack in the void, 2 vast and majestic divine kingdoms were pressed against each other. What? Those people from the Dragon Palace dare to attack our Tianshan Commerce Planet? They're seeking death. Boss, kill them now. An old man flew out from an undying divine nation and roared at another undying divine nation beside him. Kill. In the next moment, an old ancestor of the Tianshan Sword sect flew out and roared with killing intent. The 2 of them moved and flew towards the Tianshan Commerce Planet at high speed. The war erupted at the Tianshan Sword sect's territory in the Tianshan Commerce Planet. At the same time, the Southern Star Galaxy's Rank 9 Heaven sect's territory was also under attack. Compared to them, the Jianhua Corporation and Black Forest Corporation's planet was completely locked down. A strange space covered the entire planet, and everyone on the planet looked around in shock. What was going on? What's going on? This space is the Dragon Palace's strange space. It's the people from the Dragon Palace that locked down our planet. It was located in the Tianshan Sword sect's territory, on the temporary base of the 6 factions. The Monster Slayer sect, 3 Seas sect, Jianhua Corporation, Black Forest Corporation, Tianshan Sword sect, and Rank 9 Heaven sect had many Immortal God King experts here. Especially the Monster Slayer sect and 3 Seas sect, they were like stray dogs. There were 300 Immortal God King experts here. Including the other 4 factions, there were a total of 600 Immortal God Kings. Among them, the strongest were 6th Order God Kings. But just now, the entire planet suddenly turned into a strange space. Seeing this space, the 3 Seas sect's sect leader, Monster Slayer sect's sect leader, and the rest pupils constricted as they roared in shock. All experts and disciples, get ready. It's the people from the Dragon Palace, it's them. The Monster Slayer sect's sect leader roared with killing intent. It was this strange space that caused their Monster Slayer sect's Immortal God King experts to suffer heavy losses. Dragon Palace's people? Are they here to court death? How dare they attack us? One of the Tianshan Sword sect's experts said coldly. Be careful, Rank 9 Heaven sect, Tianshan Sword sect, immediately inform the 7th Order God King, lords of your sections. Dragon Palace has 7th Order God King experts. If they attack, we'll be in deep trouble. An expert couldn't help but say, this strange space can't transmit any information. I have a bad feeling. The Monster Slayer sect's sect leader frowned, as he said with an ugly expression, ha ha ha, there's no need to be anxious. Dragon Palace has at most 2 or 3 7th Order God King experts, and they need someone to guard Dragonstar. Our Rank 9 Heaven sect has an old ancestor on this planet. An elder from Rank 9 Heaven sect said with a smile as his eyes scanned the surroundings, flashing with killing intent. Let's go. I want to see how many experts Dragon Palace has sent, and if it's enough for us to kill. Chapter 2599. So. On the planet where the experts from the 6 great alliances were, close to 600 undying god kings charged into the sky. Boom. Dragon Palace? I wonder if there are any 7th Order God King Realm Undying God King Realm experts coming to exchange blows with us. Otherwise, I'll be disappointed. Suddenly, an old man appeared in the sky. He stared at the spot in front of him, his eyes filled with domineering and murderous intent. A month ago, when they attacked the Dragon Palace, the other party hid behind the array, not daring to come out. Today, they never expected that the other party would dare to counterattack. If the other party sent a 7th Order God King Realm expert, it would be fine. Of course, if the Dragon Palace sent one, he would not be afraid. Even if there were 2, he would be able to hold them off. If there were no 7th Order God King Realm experts, it would be a joke. I didn't expect the 7th Order God King Realm expert from the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect to be here. What a pleasant surprise, GGG. In the distance, Ao Fenghuang, the current Imperial Dragon species, Saturn Star Tortoise leader Ao2, and Yamada no Orochi walked out. Yamada no Orochi's gaze landed on the 7th Order God King Realm expert from the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, and he let out a piercing laugh. The 3 of them walked out from the darkness, followed by a group of experts from the Dragon Palace. There weren't many of them, only 200, with 10 6th Order God Kings and 45th Order God Kings. The old ancestor from the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect frowned slightly when he saw Yamada no Orochi's group walking out from the void. He carefully sensed their strength. GGG, a 7th Order God King Realm expert, 500 Undying God Kings, 3 minutes. I wonder if we can kill them all? Yamada no Orochi stared at the old ancestor with a sinister smile on his face, laughing loudly. Leave it to me, 5 minutes should be enough. Ao Fenghuang said coldly from the side. TSK, after evolving into the Heavenly Lightning Earthly Fire Dragon Phoenix species, your confidence is indeed different. Yamada no Orochi looked at him and laughed. The 3 of you. Let's work together and finish them off as soon as possible. Ao2 said indifferently as he stretched out his arm, and a shield with a dragon engraved on it appeared in his hand. Boom, boom, boom. At this time, his body trembled slightly, and the ground within a radius of over 100 million kilometers directly sank by 1,000 meters. Hiss. This scene caused all the experts from the 6 forces to narrow their eyes slightly, and their faces were filled with shock. Pretentious. Tisk, TSK. Today will be the day of your destruction. Yamada no Orochi laughed maniacally and charged forward. Damn it, they have 3 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts. Sensing the might of the 8 Limitless God King, that immortal king from the Grade 9 Heaven Sect, confirmed their strength, and his expression changed. They could basically confirm the strength of Dragon Palace. They had at most 3 Undying God Kings. Since the Array Grandmaster had to guard Dragon Star, there would only be 2 at most. If there were 2, he could fight against them and even hold them back. But now, the enemy had 3 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts. This, Dragon King, the Chaotic Tiger Demon Empire's old Imperial Preceptor, the Array Master, and the 3 in front of him. How many 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts did the Dragon Palace have? A month ago, this kind of strength was already enough to contend with them. Hiss, behind them, there are about 10 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts, and even more 5th Order Immortal King Realm experts. Not good. Why do they have so many experts? We're no match for them. At this time, the experts from the Tianshan Sword Sect and the other 6 superpowers felt the strength of the Dragon Palace experts, and their faces were filled with shock. How did the Dragon Palace suddenly have so many experts? Break through this strange space. The 9th grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor roared with a dark expression. GGG, don't even think about breaking through. Yamada no Orochi laughed maniacally, and the sky was filled with poisonous mist, covering the ground. Damn it! The 9th grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor saw the terrifying poisonous mist, and his face changed. A lightning plate appeared in his hand, and countless lightning bolts shot into the poisonous mist. Roar, roar, roar. At this time, Ao Fenghuang's figure flashed, and he transformed into his battle form, charging towards the ninth-grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor. Ao too did the same, transforming into his Imperial Dragon form, and charged towards the ninth-grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor. How can their strength be? And even I can't sense the existence of the imperishable celestial kingdom. If we fight for a long time, I might die here. The ninth-grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor's heart sank, and his face turned ugly. Kill. At this time, Yamada no Orochi, Ao Fenghuang, and Ao too were already charging towards them. Behind them, the rest of the experts from the Dragon Palace charged towards the Three Seas Sect's sect leader, Demon Slayer Sect's sect leader, and the rest. There were only 7 6th-order Immortal God King realm experts here, and they were no match for the experts from the Dragon Palace. Not to mention the fact that the other party had more 5th-order Immortal God King realm experts. Dragon Palace? How can they be so strong? Every single one of them was shocked, and they looked at their surroundings with ugly expressions. Since they couldn't win, they could only run. But very quickly, the experts from the Dragon Palace surrounded them. 6 superpowers, die. A terrifying battle erupted. Kill our way out. The experts from the 6 superpowers gritted their teeth and shouted at the top of their lungs. GGG, there's quite a number of 6th-order Immortal God King realm experts. Let me deal with a few. Boom. But all of a sudden, Yamada no Orochi narrowed his eyes as he stared at the 3 6th-order Immortal God King realm experts and waved his arm. Numerous demonic claws of laws shot towards the 3 6th-order Immortal God King realm experts. Not good. Despicable. A 7th-order Immortal God King realm expert dares to ambush us. The 3 7th-order Immortal King realm experts who were ambushed turned pale as they screamed in anger and shock. They thought that the 3 7th-order Immortal God King realm experts would attack the 9th-grade Heavenly Sect old ancestor first. Who would have thought that the other party would be so despicable as to attack them in an instant? Stop. Even if you have 3 7th-order Immortal God King realm experts, don't even think of disregarding this God King. The 9th-grade Heavenly Sect old ancestor roared in anger as he waved his lightning plate, and lightning bolts shot towards Yamada no Orochi. Ao2, help me block them. Yamada no Orochi said casually. Boom, boom, boom. Ao2 looked at him in dissatisfaction, and with a wave of his arm, a terrifying shield rose into the air. The lightning bolts landed on the shield, but it didn't even break. Imperial dragon species, even the Berserk dragon species and Spike dragon species could not break their defense. If Roving Demon wanted to assassinate Ao2, he would definitely fail. Of course, Ao2 could not do anything to Roving Demon and Roving Heavens. GGG, not bad. Not bad. Yamada no Orochi chuckled, and with another wave of his hand, he continued to attack the 6th-order Immortal God King realm experts. Hiss, it's over. The old ancestor can't hold back the 3 7th-order Immortal God King realm experts. One of the 9th-grade Heavenly Sect experts raised his head, and his face was filled with despair. A 7th-order Immortal God King realm expert wanted to kill them. How were they supposed to defend? Chapter 2600. Boom, boom, boom. On the planet where the 6 great alliances were located, a strange space enveloped them. Over 500 experts were fleeing for their lives, their faces filled with despair. The other side had 3 7th-order Immortal King realm experts, while their side only had 1. What made them want to curse out loud was that one of the 7th-order Immortal King realm experts did not attack the other 7th-order Immortal King realm experts on their side. Instead, he was attacking them like a cat toying with a mouse. From time to time, ear-piercing laughter could be heard. This caused them to sink into despair. One after another, 6th-order Immortal King realm experts were being killed. They were already weaker than the other side, and now so many of them were being killed. Everyone was in despair. One after another, Immortal King realm experts of the 6 alliances were killed. Despicable, your Dragon Palace is too despicable, purposely feigning weakness and finding opportunities to kill us. You bunch of despicable bastards. The Three Seas sect's leader was on the verge of collapsing. Half of the experts of the sect had died in the hands of Dragon Palace. He had always thought that there was hope for revenge, but they had failed time and time again. This filled his heart with despair. Looking at the experts of Dragon Palace who were attacking him mockingly, his body trembled and he roared with a cold face. Hee hee. Yamada looked at him mockingly as he sent a barrage of attacks towards him. Dragon Palace, you will all die a horrible death, a horrible death. The Three Seas sect's leader screamed. Kill, kill. Roar, roar, roar. One after another, Sixth Order Immortal King realm experts were killed. The remaining experts from the six alliances were on the verge of collapsing. Their eyes were bloodshot as they gritted their teeth and roared. Now, they were no longer thinking about escaping. They only wanted to kill as many as they could. However, with the huge difference in strength, they could not put up much resistance. One by one, the Immortal King realm experts fell. No. In the sky, the ninth-grade Heavenly Sect's old ancestor glared at the scene below as he roared with killing intent. Die for me, he roared. Hee hee hee, don't be anxious, it's your turn now. Yamada no Orochi looked at him and roared with a cold expression. Just as the slaughter was about to reach its climax, on the Tianshan Commerce Planet, over 100 Dragon Palace Immortal King experts clashed with over 100 Tianshan Sword Sect Immortal King experts. The terrifying shockwaves and powerful law power caused the entire planet to tremble. In all directions, the tourists and shop owners on the Tianshan Commercial Planet looked at the planet shrouded in energy with gloomy expressions. Are there still no experts from Sky Mountain Sword Faction? If they don't come, the entire Tianshan Commercial Planet will be destroyed. Damn it! My shop was destroyed just like that. Some experts looked ahead and said angrily, People of Dragon Palace, you're courting death. At this moment, a roar filled with rage came from the void, and then everyone felt a tremendous pressure. Everyone's expression changed. Even those who were watching from afar felt as if a mountain was pressing down on them. It's the old ancestor of Heavenly Mountain Sword Faction. The guardian expert of Heavenly Mountain Sword Faction is finally here. Kill those people from Dragon Palace. They destroyed our territory. Kill them. Some people looked excited when they saw the masters of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect. Many of them had settled down on the Tianshan Commercial Planet, setting up shops and companies here. They could be said to be part of Heavenly Mountain Sword Sect's territory. Now that their planet was being attacked by Dragon Palace, they naturally did not have a good impression of Dragon Palace. A bunch of small fries, hiding like turtles when we were attacking. Now, you dare to come out and cause trouble? Courting death. Another incomparably cold voice rang out. Two experts who were covered in lightning and looked like ancient fiend gods walked out of the void, their faces filled with rage. Everyone from Dragon Palace, die. Their gazes swept across the area, and imprisonment circles appeared in their hands. They locked onto the Immortal King experts of Dragon Palace and charged towards them. So. When 7th Order Immortal King experts attacked, if they did not return to their God Kingdom immediately, they would be locked down by the imprisonment circles. The imprisonment circles floated above the experts of Dragon Palace. Ha ha ha, good, Dragon Palace bastards, let's see where you can run to today. The people from Tianshan's sword sect who were fighting with the experts of Dragon Palace revealed excited and savage expressions. Once they were locked down by the imprisonment circles, they could forget about escaping. All of these Immortal King experts would die here. There are 2 7th Order Immortal King experts. According to the news from other places, all the 7th Order Immortal King experts are here. In a corner of Tianshan Commerce Planet, Roving Heavens looked at the 2 7th Order Immortal King experts from Tianshan Sword Sect and smiled. The last 2 had arrived. Let's do it. Ao Xingmu took a look and took out an array formation compass. Roar, roar. At the same time, Ao Qi let out a furious roar and charged out from his hiding spot. I've been waiting for you guys for a long time. You're finally here. With a roar, blood-red laws shot towards the two seventh-order Immortal God King realm experts of the Heavenly Mountain Sword School. Wong. At this time, the space around them changed. The sky changed. So. Below them, thistles and thorns covered in the laws of nature shot toward the two ancestral masters of Heavenly Mountain Sword sect in the sky. What? Seventh Order Immortal King Battle Power. There's an ambush. God Kings from Dragon Palace? The two old men saw Aochi and Ao Xingmu's attack, and their faces turned cold. Dragon Palace's Roving Heavens. I'm here to take your dog lives. Roving Heavens followed closely behind, and the sea steadying godly needle in his hand swung out. 3. The two ancestors saw Roving Heavens, and their faces changed. Sorry to disappoint you. It's not just 3. Behind them, the Fire Hammer tribe's old patriarch and a mad dragon from Dragon Palace flew out and locked onto the two ancestors. Roar, roar, today is the day your Tianshan sword sect perishes. Behind them, a group of 7th Order Immortal King experts from Dragon Palace flew over, and their eyes were filled with killing intent as they stared at the 100 over God Kings from Tianshan sword sect. What? There are still experts from Dragon Palace hiding in the surroundings? Look, are those 5 7th Order Immortal God King realm experts? Shit, this strange space seems to be able to stop us from returning to our God Kingdom. When Roving Heavens group flew out from their hiding spot, everyone from Tianshan sword sect looked over, and their faces were filled with shock. Even the domineering two ancestors of Tianshan sword sect narrowed their eyes, and they stared at Roving Heavens group of 5 with fear. Why did Dragon Palace suddenly have so many experts? Chapter 2601. What's going on? Why are there so many experts in Dragon Palace? What's going on? Why are there so many experts? The 5 experts from Dragon Palace are all 7th Order Immortal God Kings? How is this possible? Why are there so many experts in Dragon Palace? Are they waiting for the experts from Tianshan Sword Sect? What are they doing? They came prepared. A month ago, they were still surrounded outside and didn't dare to come out. How did they? Look at this creepy space. It can stop us from returning to the immortal divine nation. The strange space completely enveloped the entire planet, and some of the onlookers were also sealed inside. When they saw the experts from Dragon Palace, the shock they felt was no less than the experts from Tianshan Sword Sect. 5 7th Order Immortal God Kings from Dragon Palace rushed out. With such strength, how could they be stuck at the entrance of the planet a month ago? Why would the other planets dare to seal Dragon Palace with such strength? Dragon Palace, I didn't expect you to be hiding your strength. Do you think we are afraid of you just because you have 5 Immortal God Kings? When the other 3 Immortal God Kings of our Tianshan Sword Sect arrive, you will pay the price. An old ancestor of Tianshan Sword Sect roared with a dark face. Hee, do you think the other experts from your Tianshan Sword Sect will come and save you? Aochi looked at them mockingly. Don't worry, you will all be together on the way to the Yellow Springs. What? Hee, such a childish trick to shake the army's morale. Do you think you can kill us with just your Dragon Palace? An old ancestor of Tianshan Sword Sect said coldly. Not only you, but also 9th grade Heavenly Sect, Monster Slayer Sect, 3 Seas Sect, Black Forest Group, and Janwa Group. Don't worry, you won't feel lonely. Ao Xingmu floated in the void and said faintly, Don't worry, we have all the time in the world to chat with you. Why don't you wait and see if there are any experts coming to support you? Roving Heavens said coldly with the ocean pacifying godly needle in his hand. The 2 old ancestors of Tianshan Sword Sect looked uncertain. They weren't sure of their words. Is this real or fake? It might be real. 9th grade Heavenly Sect's business planet was also attacked. Does the Dragon Palace really have so many experts to deal with the 6 forces? If they had the strength, why didn't they make a move earlier? When the surrounding experts who were enveloped in the black hole space disruption array heard these words, their faces were filled with shock and suspicion. Kill them. Below, The Dragon Palace members locked onto the 100 immortal god kings of Sky Mountain Sword Sect and launched another attack. Under such circumstances, all the experts of Tianshan Sword Sect would be killed in at most 10 minutes. Oh no! Stop! The expressions of the two ancestral masters of Heavenly Mountain Sword Sect changed drastically. Boom, boom, boom. However, just as they finished their words, Roving Heavens and the rest dashed over. Kill, kill, kill. The eyes of the two elders from Tianshan Sword Sect narrowed as they gritted their teeth and roared. Boom, boom, boom. The incomparably formidable power of law caused the void to tremble slightly. The expressions of everyone in the black hole changed drastically. Break the formation. Suddenly, a master of Sky Mountain Sword Sect in the center yelled with all his might. Whoosh! A figure flew up into the sky and stared at the strange array formation. The two masters of Sky Mountain Sword Sect understood that the 5 7th Order Immortal God King realm experts and the rest of the God Kings were no match for them. If they continued fighting, they would definitely be the ones to die. Therefore, they could only escape. Break the formation and escape. Under the surprise attack of the experts of Dragon Palace, they charged out and attacked the formation. An elder of Sky Mountain Sword Sect is trying to break the formation. It's good that it's broken. I don't feel safe in this strange array formation. The surrounding God Kings whispered to each other. In the next moment, a scream of despair sounded. What? Everyone looked on in shock, staring at the position in the sky above. In the sky, a black and white shadow appeared behind that old ancestor of Sky Mountain Sword Sect. The black and white shadow's claws pierced through his body, causing his body to stiffen in the air. The old ancestor of Sky Mountain Sword Sect widened his eyes in disbelief. Large amounts of blood spewed out from his mouth as his life force rapidly dissipated. Hee, trying to break the formation and escape. Below, Roving Heavens and the rest sneered. His desperate attempt to break the formation would give Roving Demon, who had been hiding in the void, a chance to assassinate him. Why does your Dragon Palace have so many 7th Order Immortal God King realm experts? In order to kill us, you actually sent 6 of them. The other old ancestor of Sky Mountain Sword Sect widened his eyes as he screamed in fear. One of his good brothers was killed, and the Dragon Palace sent 6 7th Order Immortal God King realm experts. Now, he did not have the strength to resist. Such a huge difference in strength made him feel despair. Even if I die, I will drag some of them down with me. His eyes were slowly covered in blood as he stared at the ground below. He moved, intending to kill the rest of the God King realm experts of Dragon Palace. We are all here. If we let you kill the other members, wouldn't that be slapping your own face? Ao Xingmu waved his arm, and thorny vines blocked Roving Heaven's path as he stared at him coldly. Kill him. Don't waste time. Roving Heavens said faintly as he charged over. No, I'm not willing. That old ancestor of Sky Mountain Sword Sect roared with grief and indignation. However, what welcomed him was the frenzied attacks of Roving Heavens and the rest. 30 seconds later, Roving Demon's figure appeared behind him. The old ancestor of Sky Mountain Sword Sect was dead. Roving Heavens and the rest looked at the ongoing battle below and swept the sea, steadying Godly Needle in their hands. In less than 10 seconds, the battle below had ended. Over 100 immortal God Kings had all died here. Remove the formation and prepare to take over Sky Mountain Sword Sect's planet. Ao Xingmu looked around and said to the Fire Hammer Old Patriarch. All right. The old patriarch smiled and nodded. With a wave of his arm, the formation disappeared completely. Is Sky Mountain Sword Sect finished? Everyone looked at this scene in disbelief. At this moment, on the planet of Sky Mountain Sword Sect, an array enveloped the planet. Before long, the array disappeared gradually. The planet of Sky Mountain Sword Sect was already in ruins. In the middle of the crater, there were 3 corpses lying on the ground. The one in the middle had a blood sword beside him. He was the Sword King, an arrogant, berserk, and powerful Sword King. Chapter 2602. Not only the Tianshan Sword Sect, but the planets of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect were also in ruins. All the disciples of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect were killed. In the sky above the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, a group of Dragon Palace experts hovered above, looking down emotionlessly at the planets below. The entire planet of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect had been destroyed. Similarly, all the disciples of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect had been annihilated. The headquarters of the Jianhua Group and Black Forest Group were also destroyed. The flames of war had spread across half of the South Star system. The Dragon Palace's swift and decisive attack had caught the 6 major forces off guard. From the start of the battle to the end, not even half an hour had passed. Dragon King, the 6 major forces have been dealt with. All the Immortal King Realm experts, 5th Order and 6th Order Immortal King Realm experts have been killed. In the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian received Prime Minister Turtle's report. He wasn't surprised by the outcome. The Dragon Palace had sent out a total of 37th Order Immortal King Realm experts. It was too easy to kill 9 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts. The 6 major forces have disappeared from this part of the universe. Hee, this is the consequence of provoking the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian murmured, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Order all the disciples of the Dragon Palace to occupy all the planets of the 6 major forces. He stood up slowly and ordered Prime Minister Turtle. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded immediately. Soon, the experts of Dragon Palace led the disciples of Dragon Palace and flew out. When the disciples of the Dragon Palace arrived at a nearby planet, the experts on the planet were stunned, shocked, and fearful. The Dragon Palace is now invading the planets of the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect and Tianshan Sword Sect. What's going on? I don't know, but the results should be out soon. Seeing the disciples of the Dragon Palace leaving, everyone on the planet asked in shock. Look at the information on the smart computer. Hiss, look. At this moment, an exclamation came from the side, full of shock. Huh, how is this possible? This is impossible. The Dragon Palace destroyed all the experts of the Tianshan commercial planet and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. Hiss, this is unbelievable. The Dragon Palace killed all the experts from the Tianshan Sword Sect. Someone even said on the artificial intelligence system that the Dragon Palace destroyed the stars of the Sky Mountain Sword Sect and the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Shocked voices could be heard. Everyone looked at the information on the AI in disbelief. A month ago, the Dragon Palace was besieged by the 6 major forces. Who would believe that they had wiped out the Tianshan Sword Sect and the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect? If they really had such strength, would the 6 forces dare to offend the Dragon Palace? They couldn't believe the information on the smart brain, but the clear images on the smart brain attacked their souls. Hiss, look at the announcement from the Dragon Palace. Look. At this moment, another inconceivable roar rang out. The Dragon Palace really annihilated the 6 factions, and almost all 3,000 undying God Kings of the 6 factions were killed. 9 7th Order Immortal God King Realm experts from the 2 forces died, and not a single 5th Order or 6th Order God King managed to escape. Who would believe that the Dragon Palace is capable of such a feat? What kind of strength does the Dragon Palace have now? It's only been 2 hours since the incident on the Tianshan Commerce Planet. News of the 6 factions' annihilation is already here? Everyone was shocked. The Dragon Palace had announced on the AI that the Tianshan Sword Sect, the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, the 3 Seas Sect, the Jianhua Corporation, the Black Forest Group, and the Monster Slayer Sect wanted to annihilate the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace had killed all the experts of the 6 factions, and was now in control of the 6 factions' planets. From the siege of the Dragon Star a month ago, to the ambush on the Tianshan Commerce Planet 2 hours ago, and now the Dragon Palace had announced the annihilation of the 6 factions. The news left them in disbelief and shock. The change was too fast, so fast that they couldn't accept it. Some of the stronger forces in the Southern Star System were shocked when they received the news. Head to the Tianshan Commerce Planet, the Tianshan Sword Sect's planet, the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect's planet, and the Grade 9 Heavenly Sex planet immediately. The forces gave their orders. If the 6 great forces were really annihilated, it would be a huge matter. It would mean that the Dragon Palace had the strength to sweep through the entire Southern Star System. It meant that no other force in the Southern Star System could compare to the Dragon Palace. If that was really the case, they would immediately bring their specialties and treasures to the Dragon Palace to congratulate the Dragon Palace for annihilating the 6 factions. Just as everyone was discussing the news on the AI, a voice rang out. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace for annihilating the 6 factions. The 6 factions have committed grave sins. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace. Congratulations to the Dragon King. In the future, the Dragon Palace will be the king of the Southern Star System. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace for annihilating the Tianshan Sword Sect, Grade 9 Heavenly Sect, and the rest. In the future, our North Gate Immortal Dynasty will worship the Dragon King as the king. An hour later, 2 pieces of information appeared on the intelligence system, shocking everyone. The North Gate Immortal Dynasty and the Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation were 2 of the top 4 factions in the Southern Star System. Their strength was not any weaker than the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. When the AI sent the news, the experts of the 2 factions immediately headed to the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect to investigate. With their combined strength, the speed of their investigation was much faster. In an hour, they received a few pieces of news. On the Tianshan Sword Sect's business planet, the Dragon Palace sent out 6 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts to kill the 2 ancestors of the Tianshan Sword Sect. On the Rank 9 Heavenly Sect's business planet, the Dragon Palace sent out 3 Immortal King Realm experts to kill the ancestors of Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. These 2 pieces of news were very clear to them. The other 2 pieces of news were that the Tianshan Sword Sects and Grade 9 Heavenly Sects planets were enveloped by powerful arrays. When the arrays disappeared, all the disciples on the planets were killed. It was suspected that all the 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts of the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect were dead. When the Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation and the North Gate Immortal Dynasty received these 2 pieces of news, their faces were filled with shock. In at most an hour, the Dragon Palace had annihilated the Tianshan Sword Sect and Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. As for the other 4 factions, they sent people to investigate and found that they were all dead. What kind of power was this? Just 2 business planets. In order to kill 3 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts, they sent out 9 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts. Then how many 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts did the Dragon Palace have? They did not know the exact number, but they knew that this force was enough to wipe out all the other factions in the Southern Star System. The Dragon Palace was the strongest existence in this region. Chapter 2603 SS Heavenly Eagle Group and North Gate Immortal Dynasty's Announcement. This is submission. Heavenly Eagle Group and North Gate Immortal Dynasty must have received some news. Otherwise, why would they issue such an announcement and congratulate us like this? Looks like Dragon Palace really wiped out the 6 major forces in just a few hours. I can't imagine how powerful Dragon Palace is. Even Heavenly Eagle Group and North Gate Immortal Dynasty submitted. Dragon Palace will be the king of the entire Xingnan Galaxy in the future. Heavenly Eagle Group and North Gate Immortal Dynasty congratulated Dragon Palace directly on the artificial intelligence system, declaring Dragon Palace as the king and Dragon King as the supreme ruler. This news had shocked everyone. What kind of power could make 2 major forces submit directly? But one thing was for sure. Dragon Palace really wiped out Tianshan Sword Sect, Grade 9 Heaven Sect, and the other 4 major forces. Just as everyone was discussing in shock, the artificial intelligence system announced one after another. All the experts of Janwa Group and Black Forest Group were killed, and many immortal god kings were killed. The planet where Tianshan Sword Sect was located was almost in ruins. None of the experts of Tianshan Sword Sect survived. According to reliable sources, all the experts and disciples of Grade 9 Heaven Sect were wiped out by Dragon Palace. As the news spread, the entire Xingnan Galaxy was boiling. Even if they could basically guess that the Dragon Palace had annihilated the 6 major forces, They were still shocked when they heard the exact news. This, this is all true? At the same time, on the 9 planets above Dragon Star, all the experts and disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom were looking at the information on the artificial intelligence system in shock. They slightly opened their mouths. They didn't know about Dragon Palace's actions, so they couldn't react to the sudden news. Is this true? Dragon Palace has already wiped out the 6 major forces? In a palace on Dragon Star, all the higher-ups of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom gathered together and looked at the information in shock. I've already asked Prime Minister Turtle. The experts of Dragon Palace have already wiped out the 6 major forces and are now taking over the planets of the 6 major forces. The Dragon King said that we should pick some planets. The king of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom pursed his lips and said. The surroundings were dead silent. In the beginning, they had some opinions about Dragon Palace provoking Tianshan Sword Sect. However, Dragon Palace had treated them well, and they weren't ungrateful people. Therefore, they did not say anything and were willing to bear the burden with the Dragon Palace. They had even made preparations for a long war with the 6 major forces in the future. However, in just 1 month, the Dragon Palace suddenly destroyed them, and the other 2 forces directly declared that the Dragon Palace was the king. This simply left them in a daze. Once the Dragon Palace became the king of the Southern Star System, the status of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom would rise accordingly. After all, they had gone through thick and thin with the Dragon Palace in times of crisis. As long as the Dragon Palace existed in the future, who wouldn't give face to the chaotic tiger demon kingdom? Everyone from the Tiger Chaos Demonic Kingdom was overjoyed. Outside, the disciples of the chaotic tiger demon kingdom were roaring with excitement. Soon, their chaotic tiger demon kingdom would rise. In the next few days, the experts of Dragon Palace led their disciples to the planets of the 6 superpowers and occupied all the oceans. As for the people of the 6 major forces on the planet, they were all terrified. Those who were powerful and had God's stones went to the Dragon Palace one by one to send congratulatory gifts and treasures. When the 1,000+ planets were all pacified, Wang Xian entered each planet to build the Dragon Palace. As for the chaotic tiger demon kingdom, they chose 100 planets from the 1,000+ planets as their base and territory. This made all the heavenly demons in the chaotic tiger demon kingdom extremely excited. Dragon Star, open up again. On the 4th day, Wang Xian said to Prime Minister Turtle and the rest, the Dragon Palace opened up again. This time, the Dragon Star was connected to all the major planets in the Southern Star System. Even the Heavenly Eagle Commercial Planet and the North Gate Commercial Planet had teleportation arrays. This was the only planet with the most teleportation arrays in the Southern Star System. Naturally, no one doubted the security of the Dragon Star. Dragon King, the Heavenly Eagle Cloud Group, the North Gate Immortal Celestial Dynasty, and some other forces would like to pay a visit to the Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle said to Wang Xian with a smile. Oh, is that so? Then let's meet them when the Dragon Star opens up. Wang Xian smiled and said plainly, with the current strength of the Dragon Palace, the other forces in the Southern Star System were no longer a threat. The Dragon Palace had 31 7th Order Immortal King Realm experts. Including him, there were 32 of them. With such strength, even if the 6 major forces were not annihilated, the entire Southern Star System would not be a match for them. However, Wang Xian would not reject their goodwill. The development principle of the Dragon Palace had always been to not provoke others. Even if others took the initiative to provoke the Dragon Palace would not be afraid. The Dragon Star will open up again tomorrow. At that time, the Heavenly Eagle Cloud Group, the North Gate Immortal Celestial Dynasty, and other forces will pay a visit to the Dragon King. As the safest planet in the Southern Star System, the commercial planet of the Dragon Palace will open up again tomorrow. I must go and take a look. Sob. I used to have my own house on the Dragon Star. In the end, I returned it. Now, the property prices on the Dragon Star have increased by dozens of times? Or 100 times? Stop talking. I'm about to vomit blood now. Back then, I bought a shop on the Dragon Star and returned it. If I had known this would happen, I would have died with the Dragon Palace. The news of the opening of the Dragon Star caused quite a stir. After all, the defense of the Dragon Star was too terrifying. In addition, experts from various forces expressed their intention to pay a visit to the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Naturally, it caused quite a stir. The opening of the Dragon Star attracted everyone's attention. After all, the defense of the Dragon Star and the strength of the Dragon Palace were too strong. The Dragon Star would be the center of the Southern Star System next. Almost all the forces in the Southern Star System would be coming. Sister Beishuang, you have been in your room for more than half a month. Tomorrow, the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty will be heading to the Dragon Star. Are you going? At the same time, in a palace of the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty, a girl came to a courtyard and shouted into a room. Nope. A cold voice was heard. Sister Beishuang, let's go together. A powerful and invincible force has been born in our Southern Star System. The North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty needs to pay a visit. I heard that the leader of that force is very young and handsome, the girl said as she walked into the room. On the bed in the room, a short-haired girl was sitting cross-legged. When she saw the girl coming in, she opened her eyes. Xiao Yun, don't disturb my cultivation, the short-haired girl said. Let's go, Sister Beishuang. You will feel suffocated if you stay in the room all the time. You have been here for more than a month and haven't gone out yet. It's good to go out for a walk. The girl walked over and held her arm as she said. The short-haired girl hesitated for a moment, looking at the abyssal crystal in her hand that was about to be completely absorbed. She nodded hesitantly. Chapter 2604. So this is Dragon Planet. The spiritual chi here is higher than other planets. There are so many people here. That's the people from Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation. Hiss, even the higher-ups of Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation are here. Pay attention to your surroundings. Immortal King experts are everywhere. There are at least a few hundred of them around here. Today, all kinds of forces are here. I estimate that there are at least 4,000 to 5,000 Immortal King experts. When Dragon Planet opened up again on the second day, disciples and experts from other planets in the South Star Galaxy all rushed to Dragon Planet. A shocking war was about to take place, and the birth of a true king. As the Dragon Planet created by the Dragon Palace, it was the planet with the strongest defense in the entire South Star Galaxy. Naturally, it attracted the attention of countless people. Not to mention, all the major forces of the South Star Galaxy were here to visit the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King. Almost half of the Immortal King experts of the South Star Galaxy were here today. Behave yourselves here. Don't cause trouble. The higher-ups of the Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation led the core disciples to Dragon Planet through the teleportation point. An old man in front of them reminded them. Yes, General Manager. The rest nodded. They naturally did not dare to cause trouble here. Otherwise, even the Sky Eagle Cloud Corporation would not be able to protect them. It was also their first time coming to Dragon Planet. They looked around curiously and walked towards the place where the Dragon Palace had received them. At the teleportation point, more and more forces arrived. As they walked in, Immortal King experts could be seen everywhere. Wow, this Dragon Planet looks not bad. It's even better than our North Gate business planet. At the teleportation point, a group of 500 to 600 people walked out. At the front was the Emperor of the North Gate Immortal Dynasty, the old Great Emperor, and the rest of the experts. Behind them were the most outstanding gods' sons and daughters of the North Gate Immortal Dynasty. Sister Beishuang, look at this planet. Is it better than the planets on the Demon Island? At the back, a girl asked the short-haired girl next to her. Her eyes were looking around curiously. It's better than some of the planets on the Demon Island. The short-haired girl, Beishuang, looked around and said lightly. Compared to before, she was in a much better mood now. Although she had been banished here by the sect because she had used some abyssal crystals without permission, she was very excited to take that step. This was also the reason why she was willing to come here with the girls to relax. Is that so? This is a planet created by the Dragon Palace. Sister Beishuang, you have no idea how powerful the Dragon Palace is. In such a short period of time, It has destroyed two forces that were as powerful as our Dongmin immortal celestial dynasty. This planet is also incomparably powerful. I heard that the Dragon Palace's Dragon Palace looks very young and is a handsome man. Hee hee, the girl said excitedly. We should be able to see the Dragon King in a while. Bei Shuang smiled when she heard this. She was already close to 40,000 years old and had passed the age of infatuation. Follow behind, an expert in front said. The group of people immediately followed and walked forward. North Gate Emperor, Your Majesty. The group of people came to a banquet hall. When the experts of some forces saw them coming in, they immediately greeted respectfully. And the Emperor of the North Gate Immortal God Dynasty nodded. Director Tian, you guys are quite early. The North Gate Emperor looked ahead as he spoke to Eagle Cloud and the rest of the experts. Haha, we've just arrived too. The CEO of Eagle Cloud Group laughed heartily. The North Gate Immortal God Dynasty and Eagle Cloud Group were rather familiar with each other. In fact, in the past, the relationship between the four major forces of the South Star System was considered average. Hence, they understood each other. Since both parties knew each other well, they were able to strike up a conversation. When the North Gate Immortal God Dynasty Group arrived, there were already 7,000 to 8,000 people gathered in the palace. Among them were experts and core disciples of various forces. At a glance, there were 3,000 to 4,000 Immortal King Realm experts. Before long, the group of experts from the Tiger Demon Empire also arrived. When they saw the experts from the Tiger Demon Empire, they immediately went over to chat. Even the North Gate Immortal God Dynasty and Eagle Cloud Group went over to chat passionately. This made the experts from the Tiger Demon Empire flushed with pride. Dragon King, time's up. At noon, Prime Minister Turtle whispered to Wang Xian. All right. Wang Xian nodded. He gestured to the members of the Dragon Palace beside him and flew towards the guest hall. The Dragon King is here. At this time, the old state preceptor of the Tiger Demon Empire sensed something and looked out. Huh. Inside the palace, the voices immediately quieted down as the experts looked outside. Looking over, a group of more than 10 people walked into the palace. The leader, Wang Xian, was dressed in a 7-colored dragon robe and exuded a majestic aura. A faint dragon aura spread to the surroundings, shocking all the experts present. Prime Minister Turtle, Roving Sword, Roving Heavens, and the rest followed behind. All of them were 7th-level Immortal King Realm experts, and their bodies contained violent aura. When everyone saw Wang Xian and his group, their hearts skipped a beat. Greetings, Dragon King. The experts from the North Gate Immortal God Dynasty and Sky Eagle Cloud Group immediately bowed and greeted. Greetings, Dragon King. The rest of the forces quickly cupped their fists and greeted. However, in the North Gate Immortal God Dynasty, when Bei Shuang, who was at the back, saw Wang Xian's face, her body trembled with excitement. She stared at Wang Xian with slight trembling. Sister Bei Shuang, this Dragon King is very handsome, but you can't keep staring at him. It's impolite. A girl at the side saw Bei Shuang's expression and immediately transmitted her voice to her. Don't stand on ceremony, everyone. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the crowd and suddenly noticed someone's gaze. He looked over and raised his eyebrows slightly. Congratulations, Dragon King, for annihilating the 6 major forces. Congratulations. In the future, if the Dragon King has any orders in the Southern Star System, the Sky Eagle Cloud Group will do our best. The CEO of the Sky Eagle Cloud Group looked at the experts behind Wang Xian and was shocked. He walked over and surrendered. The North Gate Immortal God Dynasty also respects the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King. We hope to coexist peacefully with the Dragon Palace. The North Gate Emperor also walked over with a smile and said immediately, Hee hee, the Dragon Palace has always adhered to the principle that if others don't provoke us, we won't provoke others. If we can be friends, we won't be enemies. Wang Xian smiled, walked to the chair at the front and sat down. Everyone, please take a seat. He waved to the crowd. Great. The forces heaved a sigh of relief when they heard Wang Xian's words and sat down beside him with smiles. Sister Bei Shuang, please sit down. At the front of the line, The girl saw Bei Shuang standing there in a daze and tugged on her arm. Bei Shuang bit her lip, walked forward, and knelt on the ground under the shocked gaze of the girl. Dragon King, Senior, I want to be your disciple. Chapter 2605, Dragon King, Senior, I want to be your disciple. Bei Shuang walked forward and knelt on the ground with a trembling body. She looked at Wang Xian with determination. She suddenly walked out and knelt on the ground, wanting to be his disciple. Everyone in the hall was slightly shocked, and their faces were filled with astonishment. The experts from the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty were shocked when they saw this scene. Bei Shuang, get up. What are you doing? The North Gate Emperor was shocked when he saw her suddenly wanting to be the Dragon King's disciple. The North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty was once established by a few disciples of the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty who made mistakes. Although they were not affiliated with the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty, they were still related. The North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty was once established by a few disciples of the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty who made mistakes. Although they were not affiliated with the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty, they were still related. 1 month ago, an elder of the North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty sent a girl to them and ordered her to guard them. She was not allowed to leave their territory. The North Gate Eternal Celestial Dynasty naturally could not refuse. They naturally knew about this girl who was once dazzling and invincible. Back then, she was so brilliant that she even attracted the attention of the imperial court. Even the strongest divine son of the imperial court had to ask their Laozu for a marriage. However, she disappeared like a meteor. After tens of thousands of years, she finally became an ordinary cultivator. Now, she wanted to be the Dragon King's disciple. What was going on? The North Gate Emperor was shocked and embarrassed at the same time. What a coincidence! Wang Xian sized up the girl kneeling in front of him and said emotionlessly. When he saw this girl more than a month ago, he was shocked by her origin source body. Back then, this girl wanted to be his disciple, but he did not agree. Now, they met again after a month. Was it fate? He chuckled softly. Dragon King, I will never forget your guidance. Please accept me as your disciple. Bei Shuang knelt on the ground and kowtowed. She clenched her fist and said. Wang Xian looked at her with hesitation. The origin source body of frost was indeed rare, but he did not want to accept a disciple. Get up. I have no intention of accepting a disciple for now. Given your talent, you just need to focus on your cultivation. Wang Xian waved his hand and ordered him to stand up. Then, he spoke plainly. Dragon King, am I not qualified? I want to acknowledge you as my master. Bei Shuang's expression changed slightly as she pleaded with Wang Xian with reddened eyes. Accepting disciples is too troublesome. I'm not going to accept any. Wang Xian shook his head. Bei Shuang, come here. Sister Bei Shuang. When the North Gate Emperor saw that Bei Shuang had met the Dragon King before, he was slightly surprised. When the Dragon King rejected him, he immediately shouted at her. The girl behind her also walked over and grabbed her arm. Bei Shuang clenched her teeth, lowered her head, and walked to the back. Dragon King, I'm really sorry. This disciple of our North Gate lost his composure. The North Gate Emperor quickly apologized to Wang Xian Dao. I'm fine. Wang Xian waved his hand nonchalantly. He was rather impressed by such a tenacious girl. Following that, one faction after another presented their treasures and chatted enthusiastically with them. They did not know the exact strength of the Dragon Palace, but there were more than 10 Seventh Order Immortal God King realm experts following behind the Dragon King. With such strength, no force in the South Star Galaxy would be a match for the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian chatted with them for more than an hour and left after lunch. When the rest of the forces saw that the Dragon King was so easygoing, they heaved a sigh of relief. Sister Bei Shuang, where are you going? After the banquet ended, Bei Shuang walked out of the palace and immediately flew towards the east. The girl beside her was slightly shocked and immediately shouted at her. Bei Shuang did not reply and flew straight ahead. Go and follow her. The North Gate Emperor frowned slightly and ordered the expert beside him helplessly. Yes, Emperor. An immortal god king immediately followed behind him. TSK, TSK, TSK. Our great dragon king is in luck again. There's a beauty kneeling in front of the Dragon Star Palace, asking to be his disciple. Before long, the Emperor's Star Princess walked over from the Dragon King Hall in the main Dragon Palace and teased Wang Xian. Huh. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. Dragon King, there's a girl from the North Gate Immortal Dynasty kneeling in front of the Dragon Star Palace, asking to be your disciple. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle, who was following behind, reported. Xiao Xian, do you know that girl? Tang Yin, who was beside the Emperor's Star Princess, asked curiously. I've given her guidance once. Wang Xian nodded his head. TSK, TSK. She's set on you after just one guidance. The Dragon King is really charming. The Emperor's Star Princess continued to mock him. Her talent is much better than yours. With the ice source body, as long as she has the cultivation method, she'll definitely become the pinnacle expert in the universe in the future. Wang Xian looked at the Emperor's Star Princess and said speechlessly, TSK, so you're saying that I'm not as good as her? The Emperor's Star Princess said with dissatisfaction, You're not on the same level. Wang Xian said mercilessly, TSK, who are you looking down on? The Emperor's Star Princess pouted her lips and stared at him unhappily. Sigh. She's already so old and yet she's not even at the Divine King realm. Who do you think I'm looking down on? Wang Xian laughed. All right, Xiao Xian. Stop angering the Emperor's Star Princess. Tang Yin interrupted him with a smile and asked, Are you going to accept her as your disciple? Tang Yin knew a little about the ice source body. The strongest physique in the universe, the ice source body, was even stronger than ordinary physiques. I didn't expect someone to kneel outside just to be my disciple. Wang Xian smiled and looked at Prime Minister Turtle. Bring her to the Dragon Star Dragon Palace. I'll make a trip there. As he spoke, he moved and teleported to the Dragon Star Dragon Palace. Let's go, Yin. Let's go and have a look to prevent him from cheating. The Emperor's Star Princess followed behind with great interest. Master, you're willing to accept me as your disciple? When Bei Shuang was brought into the Dragon Palace in Dragon Star, she saw Wang Xian and asked excitedly, How are you? Seeing that you're so sincere, I'll accept you. You have a senior brother who's much younger than you. He's only in his 30s this year. He's not here now, but I'll bring him over in the near future. I'll bring you to the main Dragon Palace later. Cultivate well and raise your strength to the 4th or 5th Order Immortal King realm first. You have a strong foundation, and there shouldn't be any obstacles before you reach 4th or 5th Order Immortal King realm. Wang Xian said to her. This made the Emperor's Star Princess, who had just entered, gape. She was still a long way from reaching the 4th or 5th Order Immortal King realm. How could a random female disciple that this guy took and be so powerful? Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. Bei Shuang was so emotional that she wanted to kneel before Wang Xian. However, Wang Xian stopped her with his energy. Chapter 2606. Sister Bei Shuang has really been accepted as a disciple by the Dragon Palace? Outside the Dragon Palace, the girl from the North Gate Immortal Dynasty could not help but exclaim in shock. Yes, please inform the Emperor that I will be cultivating in the Dragon Palace from now on. Bei Shuang nodded and said to her. She looked at the deity king of the North Gate Immortal Dynasty, then waved at the girl and entered the Dragon Palace. The girl opened her mouth, her face filled with shock. Huh, Miss Bei Shuang has really been accepted as a disciple by the Dragon King? Very quickly, the North Gate Emperor received the news, and his face revealed a shocked expression. Then, he slightly frowned. Accepting the Dragon King as a disciple is beneficial for our North Gate Immortal Dynasty. But what about Beichuan's sect? He murmured with hesitation. Just inform Beichuan's sect. Beichuan is not as important as before. Beichuan's sect will probably not care about her anymore. An old man from the North Gate Immortal Dynasty said. That's true. The North Gate Emperor nodded. Beichuan was sent to their side, which meant that Beichuan's sect had completely given up on her. The news of Bei Shuang being accepted as a disciple of the Dragon King did not attract much attention. After the war, the Dragon Palace became completely low-key, and the Dragon Star became completely prosperous. Half a year passed in a blink of an eye. Dragon Star had become the center of the South Star Galaxy. On this day, Wang Xian brought Hua Kai, Xiao Ran, and the rest over. The arrival of the two girls made the entire Dragon Palace livelier. Hua and Kai stuck to Wang Xian all day long. This made Emperor Star Maiden a little dumbfounded. She called Wang Xian a beast. In the South Star Galaxy, the Dragon Palace had an absolute position. The resources that the Dragon Palace received every day were also terrifying. Every day, the Dragon Palace would have an immortal God King. The strength of the Dragon Palace had also improved by leaps and bounds. Be careful when you enter. AO2, you'd better defend. An 8th Order Immortal God King Abyss species is not easy to deal with. A year later, Wang Xian led a group of experts from the Dragon Palace to the front of the gigantic peak in the abyss and spoke to them. Let's go. Yes, Dragon King. There was a total of 42 7th Order Immortal God King realm experts. Including Wang Xian himself, the Dragon Palace had sent out all their experts. Other than that, there were 156th Order Immortal God King realm experts. 1.5 years later, Wang Xian returned to this place again. This time, Wang Xian wanted to break through this abyssal peak and obtain the treasures within. After annihilating the 6 major forces, the Dragon Palace obtained all their resources. Their resources allowed the Dragon Palace to gain 11 7th Order Immortal King realm experts and 56th Order Immortal King realm experts. As for Wang Xian, he had also obtained a large amount of resources from the Eternal Kingdoms and treasure vaults of the 6 major forces. Unfortunately, these resources were not enough to raise it to the next level. However, it wasn't too far away from leveling up. Go! Wang Xian let out a soft cry and entered the giant peak directly. With the Dragon Palace's strength, even if there were 4 8th Order Immortal King realm existences inside, they would still be able to hold their ground. Of course, if there were really 4 of them, it would be difficult for the Dragon Palace to conquer this place. However, according to his previous investigation, there was only 1 8th Order Immortal God King realm abyss species inside. As long as I can break through this place, the fruit of that giant tree should be able to raise my combat strength to the 8th Order Immortal King realm. At the same time, the Dragon Palace will have 1 more 8th Order Immortal King realm expert. He murmured to himself as his eyes shone with hope. Wang, Wang, Wang. Beside him, Tianjun took out several array compasses and waved them in the air. Dragon King, according to my investigation, there's only 1 8th Order Immortal King realm existence inside, and 15 7th Order Immortal King realm existences. Tianjun said slowly. Not bad. Old man Tianjun, you're amazing. Emosha gave him a thumbs up. Little brat, show some respect to the elderly, especially when you can't beat them. Tianjun said emotionlessly. Hee, relying on your age, I'll beat you up next time. Demon Fiend smiled and said with a chuckle. All right, let's go in. Wang Xian chuckled. The group immediately entered the caves around the peak of the giant peak. 15 7th Order Immortal King realm experts and 156th Order Immortal King realm abyss species. We'll take care of that 8th Order Immortal King realm abyss species. Wang Xian said emotionlessly. Yes, Dragon King. 5 minutes at most, all done. The group of Dragon Palace members said confidently. Wang, Wang, Wang. In the next instant, the group flew downwards at a terrifying speed. Each of them locked onto an abyss species. At the bottom of the magma, the group of abyss species felt the arrival of the experts from Dragon Palace and immediately came out from the magma. Even the 8th Order Immortal King realm abyss species revealed its head restlessly as it stared at Wang Xian and the rest with its bloodshot eyes. Kill. In the next instant, Wang Xian and the rest transformed into powerful dragons and let out roars. Wang Xian turned into a rainbow divine dragon as he swayed his gigantic body and attacked with his dragon claws. At this moment, the strength of Dragon Palace was on full display. The abyss species below let out a furious roar and charged forward. Kill. Given the strength of Dragon Palace, 10 7th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species were enough to fight 8th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species. Now, there were 25 7th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species. Imperial Dragon species AO2, and the rest focused on defense. Arrow Dragon species Mausasin, and the rest focused on long-range attacks. Mad Dragon species Roving Heavens and AO-Chi focused on close combat. Roving Demon Spike Dragon focused on killing. At the end, there was still the 8 Division Lords of Demonic, Baleful, and Poison. Dolphin species focused on support. Among them, there was AO Xingmu's Starwood Dragon species and AO Fenghuang's Heavenly Lightning Earthly Fire Dragon Phoenix species. Under such circumstances, Dragon Palace instantly suppressed all the Abyss species. All right, kill. Wang Xian saw the situation and revealed a smile. Based on this situation, as long as the 10 Dragon Palace members cooperated well, they could kill a 8th Order Abyss species within half an hour, let alone 25 of them. Boom, boom, boom. The battle lasted for 4 minutes, and the 8th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species was killed by Roving Demon and Mausasin. Hee, that was easy. The 8 Division Lords saw the 8th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species being killed and smiled. This 8th Order Immortal King Realm 8 Abyss species corpse can raise one's battle strength to the 8th Order Immortal King realm. You guys decide who's going to use it. Wang Xian laughed and said, Dragon King, I want it. I'll be the first to level up. Juniors, do you have any objections? Tianjin's eyes lit up as he asked, taking advantage of your seniority. The 8 Division Lords scolded, but no one objected. Chapter 2607. The rest of the members of the Dragon Palace would not have any objections to letting Tianjin enhance his strength first. Not to mention that Tianjin was a special type of dragon. He was also a Void God Emperor, a powerful array master. His enhancement would be more effective than the rest of the members of the Dragon Palace. In terms of defense, if he had enough time to set up a defense, he would be able to withstand the attacks of dozens of people of the same level. Haha, at least you juniors are sensible. When Tianjin heard them saying that he was taking advantage of his seniority, he laughed and started to take advantage of his seniority. TSK. No wonder you were killed by someone, Sky Formation. You're so annoying. Yamada no Orochi sneered. Now that I've evolved into a witch dragon, I'll be able to kill those guys who attacked me in the past easily in the future. When Tianjin heard his words, he said coldly, Haha, in a few years, we'll be able to kill those who tried to kill you easily. By then, you'll be able to enjoy your retirement. Demon Fiend said with a smile. Tianjin smiled and did not continue the conversation. Just like what Demon Fiend Orochi and the rest had said, given a few more years, Dragon Palace would be able to destroy even an Emperor God. By then, he might not even need to do anything. These guys in front of him, who he thought were not likable, would be able to avenge him. However, this was his own vengeance, and he would avenge it himself. All right, let's go down and have a look. These Abyss demons have been guarding this place, and many of them have taken the risk to come in. The fruits inside must be extraordinary. As Wang Xian spoke, he flew towards the bottom of the magma. The group of members of the Dragon Palace immediately followed him. After flying for a few minutes, the humongous tree appeared in their sight. A tree that lived in the magma, rooted at the bottom of the giant peak, looked extremely huge. The entire divine tree, according to Wang Xian's estimation, was at least hundreds of millions of kilometers wide. It was definitely a behemoth. On the giant tree, there were many dazzling red fruits. The fruits were 1 meter in size, huge in size. Wang Xian moved and came to the position of one of the fruits. Flame Birch Tree, Level 9 Divine Tree of the Immortal King Realm. As he approached the giant tree, the system notification rang in Wang Xian's mind, slightly surprising him. A Level 9 Divine Tree of the Immortal King Realm. This was a huge divine item. Flame Birch Fruit, Undying God King Rank 6 Fruit. Looking at the fruit in front of him, information about the fruit appeared in his mind. He scanned the surroundings with his Yin-Yang 5 Elements dragon eyes, his eyes shining. There are at least 1,000 fruits, and many of them are not fully ripe yet. But even so, The energy of these fruits is enough for me to upgrade myself. Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. With a swift move, he continued to descend. Dragon King. This sacred tree has completely fused with the giant peak. If we want to take this sacred tree away, I'm afraid we'll have to take the giant peak as well. Not far away, Ao Xingmu sensed the entire tree and said, "Really?" Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and went to the lowest position. This magma was created by this divine tree. It can only survive in this environment. I am currently communicating with it. Once it leaves this environment, it will suffer great damage. Ao Xingmu continued speaking to Wang Xian. "Oh, if that's the case, then let's take the entire peak with us," said Wang Xian. The incomparably huge peak was like an entire planet. If they wanted to take it away, they could do so too. Dragon King, we can turn the entire mountain peak into a powerful war machine. I can arrange powerful defensive and offensive formations on top of it. After I improve my strength, as long as I have enough divine stones, it won't be a problem for me to defend against more than a dozen 8th Order Immortal Realm experts. Tianjun sized up the entire peak from the side. The holes were perfect for attacking. As the entire peak was fused with the level 9 Immortal God King Flame Birch, it was exceptionally sturdy. He could turn it into a powerful war machine. That's totally doable, Dragon King. Our Firehammer tribe can also build powerful war machines on it. Duan Jinming and the old tribe leader said. The metal fire dragon species was the strongest dragon species in the Dragon Palace. Even if it wasn't the best in the entire universe, it would still be in the top 5. The massive war machines that they built could be described as large-scale and powerful divine weapons. Needless to say, their power was immense. War machines that can traverse the void? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. In fact, the Dragon Palace was the most powerful war machine of the Divine Dragon tribe. However, it wasn't appropriate to bring the Dragon Palace to battle in the void. Building a war machine that belonged to the Dragon Palace was not a bad idea. All right, I'll leave this to Tianjun and the Firehammer tribe. Wang Xian nodded and turned to the members of the Dragon Palace. Let's go. We'll bring this peak back. As he spoke, he flew out immediately. The members of the Dragon Palace followed closely behind, bringing the peak that was comparable to the stars towards the exit of the abyss. Although Wang Xian and the rest were carrying the humongous mountain, their speed was not greatly affected. 2 days later, they arrived at the entrance of the abyss. The entrance was large enough for them to bring the peak out. G. Just as they arrived at the exit, an incomparably shocking voice suddenly came from the depths of the abyss. When Wang Xian and the rest heard the sound, they were shocked and immediately looked towards the abyss. What a terrifying sound! Some of the members of the Dragon Palace frowned slightly with a look of surprise on their faces. It should be a level 9 Immortal King. It's the roar of an Immortal King pinnacle abyss species. Tianjun's eyes flickered as he looked into the abyss. It's very, very far from here. Let's go and ignore it. Wang Xian took a quick glance and did not pay too much attention to it. The group brought Zhu Feng and flew in the direction of the South Star Galaxy. After more than 10 hours, Wang Xian and the rest arrived at the vicinity of Dragon Star with the peak. Some of the experts on Dragon Star were shocked when they saw the incomparably huge mountain that the Dragon Palace brought over. Tianjun, go and improve your strength first. After that, we'll modify the peak. As Wang Xian spoke, he flew towards the Dragon Palace. After a long time, he could finally improve his strength. After the improvement, his strength could be considered as an overlord in the Imperial Star Domain. In the Dragon King Hall, Wang Xian swallowed the flame birch fruits and his dragon energy increased rapidly. Ding! Congratulations on leveling up to level 2 Immortal King. Chapter 2608. Within the Dragon King Hall, the roar of a dragon could be heard as a 25,000-meter-long divine dragon coiled inside. Name: Wang Xian Race. Yin Yang 5 Elements Dragon, one with the dragon, level. 2nd Order Immortal King, 7th Transformation of Divine Dragon Transformation, Origin Mystic Art. Dominate marine creatures. Can rule any marine creatures lower than your own level. devour living beings to extract origin energy, 5 elements control art of cultivation, divine dragon transformation mystic arts, soul assimilation, spiritual attachment, yin yang 5 elements dragon eyes laws, 5 elements grindstone, dragon country in the palm, dragon head descending, 10,000 miles dragon body, yin yang 2 elements bowl, divine dragon tail. Second order immortal king. Wang Xian looked at his own attributes and revealed a faint smile. Second order immortal king realm, 8th order immortal king realm. Wang Xian felt like he could destroy a star with a casual wave of his hand. Xiao Xian, you've improved. Old Wang, you've improved. At this time, the girls and Huar walked in after sensing the commotion in the Dragon King Hall. When Wang Xian saw them entering, he transformed into his human form with a smile on his face. With an outsider like Emperor Star Maiden around, Wang Xian would not reveal himself. I've broken through. Wang Xian nodded at them with a smile. You've broken through? Doesn't that mean you have the strength of an 8th order immortal king? Are you the same as Senior Sky Array? Are you one of those fallen old monsters who dripped their blood to recultivate? Beside him, the Emperor's Star Princess looked at Wang Xian from head to toe, her eyes filled with disbelief. How long has it been? When she first met this guy, was he a 3rd order or 2nd order immortal king realm? Now he's an 8th order immortal king realm? With such strength, he would be someone who could control a region in the imperial court. You can't compare yourself to others, big sister. Wang Xian looked at Emperor Star Maiden and couldn't help but tease her. You. Emperor Star Maiden's expression changed, and she revealed a look of anger. She had been in the Dragon Palace for a few years and knew a little about Wang Xian. Although she wasn't sure of Wang Xian's age, she knew from Tang Yinxian and the rest that he was much younger than her. She found it hard to believe, but when she saw the terrifying speed of his improvement, she fell silent again. He turned his head and looked at Hua and Kai. These 2 girls had just come to the Dragon Palace a year ago. When they arrived, they were only at the 1st level of the Eternal Divine Master. Now, they were at the same level as him. You didn't even give me some fruits. She looked at the fruits on the dragon throne with a burning passion. She knew that each fruit had an incomparably terrifying effect. Hee. Wang Xian smiled and did not reply. After all, the Emperor's Star Maiden was a member of the imperial court. Even if he were to give her fruits like the eternal pregnancy fruit, he would only give it to her after she possessed the strength of an emperor god. Otherwise, if the imperial court were to discover the effects of this heaven-defying fruit, it would bring disaster upon them. Let's go and celebrate. As he spoke, he led the group of girls to the Dragon Palace entertainment. Time passed day by day. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had passed since Wang Xian's advancement. Heavenly Formation, Jinming, how's the construction going? Wang Xian came to a place not far from the Dragon Star's starry sky. Looking at the towering mountain peak, he entered and said with a smile, Dragon King, it's almost done. In a few more days, it will be completed. As Heavenly Formation answered, he set up layers of array formations. A few months ago, after the breakthrough of Heavenly Formation, he had been building this war machine. For more than 2 months, he had not taken a break. Back when he was building Dragon Star, he did not spend so much time. It could be said that after this war machine was completed, even if Dragon Star's defense was activated, a light bump would shatter Dragon Star. Dragon King, we are almost done with the construction of the large-scale war equipment. A portion of it is specially made for the members of the Heaven's Eye Arrow Unit to build the arrow platforms. Duan Jinming said with a smile. 6,000 to 7,000 members of the Fire Hammer clan had spent 3 months to build all kinds of war machines. As for the arrow platforms, they were specially prepared for the members of the Heaven's Eye Arrow Unit. When the members of the Heaven's Eye Arrow Unit stood on the arrow platforms and pulled back their arrows, they could create terrifying destructive power. After all, the arrows of the Arrow Dragon were extremely terrifying. Great. Wang Xian looked around with a satisfied look on his face. The war machines were extremely terrifying, especially the war machines built by Heavenly Formation. Just the various array formations were enough to shock people. However, If these war machines were to operate at full speed, the consumption would be terrifying. According to Heavenly Formation, one day of activation of all the array formations would require 3 days of Dragon Star's income. The divine stones that Dragon Star earned in a day was a huge figure. Now, the daily income of Dragon Star could increase the combat strength of 2 to 3 Immortal God King members in the Dragon Palace. One could imagine the huge consumption. Of course, this consumption was within the acceptable range of the Dragon Palace. If the war machines were to operate for a day, they would be able to recoup the cost of killing enemies, or even a few hundred times more. This was also the reason why Wang Xian valued this war machine so much. Master. At this moment, a voice was heard and a figure flew over. Huh, Bei Shuang, what's the matter? Wang Xian looked at the figure flying over and asked. Since Bei Shuang became his disciple more than a year ago, Wang Xian had ordered her to cultivate in the Dragon Palace. With the support of sufficient resources, coupled with her strong foundation, her strength had risen to the 4th Order Immortal God King within a year. This strength was not bad at all. Master, something big has happened on the Demon Island. Bei Shuang flew over and said with a gloomy face, Demon Island? Wang Xian looked at her with doubt. Master, not long ago, the abyss expanded crazily and devoured thousands of planets. All the people on the planets were devoured by the abyss. Now, the abyss is still expanding at a horrifying speed. This is something that has never happened in tens of millions of years. All the forces on the Demon Island have joined forces to fight against the abyss, but they still suffered heavy losses. Our Beichuan sect has also suffered heavy losses. We are now recruiting all the disciples to help. Bei Shuang looked at him and said, You want to go there? Wang Xian looked at her and asked. Bei Shuang paused for a moment and said slowly, Although Beichuan sect has abandoned me, they have treated me well. I want to go there and contribute. Hee, go if you want it. Wang Xian smiled and nodded at her. He did not think there was anything wrong with Bei Shuang going to the sect. If she did not care about the sect when it was in danger, he would have to consider the character of this disciple. Yes, Master. If anything happens to Bei Shuang, I might not be able to repay your kindness. Bei Shuang said softly as she knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Wang Xian. Chapter 2609. Wang Xian watched Bei Shuang leave and did not give any further instructions. One had to choose his own path. Being a master is indeed troublesome. Wang Xian shook his head. Dragon King. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle flew over. Dragon King. Something big happened on the Demon Island. Prime Minister Turtle reported. Let me take a look. Wang Xian said. The artificial intelligence system categorized the information according to the region. In other words, as long as you did not set it up, you would only be able to see the situation on the South Star Galaxy. You would not be able to see the situation on the Demon Island. According to some reports on the Demon Island, the abyss is expanding and countless planets are being devoured. Large numbers of abyss species are invading. There are even groups of them coming out of the abyss to hunt humans in space. In a short period of time, the abyss has devoured 1/5 of the Demon Island. The entire Demon Island is in a state of war. According to the news, a 9th Order Immortal King realm expert from a large sect has fallen. Prime Minister Turtle said solemnly. Wang Xian was shocked as he read the information on the artificial intelligence system. A starry sky the size of a small island in the universe actually encountered such a disaster. Wang Xian was shocked as he read the information on the artificial intelligence system. On the Demon Island, all the forces were fighting and killing the abyss species with all their might. Countless experts had fallen. Even a top-notch expert from a large sect had fallen. One could imagine how tragic it was. According to the artificial intelligence system, the forces were preparing to build a large defensive position to prevent the invasion of the abyss species. Prime Minister Turtle, send someone to check it out. Wang Xian hesitated before instructing Prime Minister Turtle. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded. The expansion and invasion of the abyss did not affect the South Star Galaxy. However, the abyss species were a rare resource for the Dragon Palace. If the Dragon Palace could kill enough abyss species, the the strength of the Dragon Palace would be greatly enhanced. Of course, Wang Xian would not take the risk to lead the experts to hunt the Abyss species. After all, even a Ninth Order Immortal King realm expert could fall. If they were not careful, they would suffer great losses. Prime Minister Turtle immediately sent the mysterious demon and the rest to check out the situation while Wang Xian took a look at the giant peak. Dragon King, the war machine is ready. For days later, a piece of good news came. Is it done? His figure moved, and he immediately flew toward the giant peak. Far away in the void, an incomparably huge mountain stood erect in the universe. At the very top of the giant mountain was a divine dragon that was tens of thousands of meters long. The divine dragon was a noble golden color, vivid and full of majesty. The divine dragon opened its head and let out a dragon roar. It had a kind of imposing manner that looked down on the world. Dragon King, the dragon's head is the command center. You can see everything around you from there. Duan Jinming introduced. Wang Xian nodded his head. He flew to the dragon's head and entered through the dragon's mouth. Located within the mountain peak, it contained a terrifying array formation power. All sorts of array formations crisscrossed and were incomparably powerful. Powerful weapons of war were placed at the entrance of the cave, and the weakest of these weapons could kill a first-order undying god king. There were over 1,000 of these weapons, but their simultaneous attacks consumed a terrifying amount of divine stones. Other than that, there were also 5,000 arrow platforms, each of which could accommodate a member of the Heaven's Eye Arrow unit. This war machine is much more powerful than the battleships of the Heavenly Mountain Sword Sect and the Grade 9 Heavenly Sect. It's not even on the same level. Wang Xian revealed a smile. Dragon King, this war machine doesn't have a name yet. Dragon King, why don't you give it a name? Tianjin said with a smile. Let's call it Dragon Peak. Roam the starry sky and stand on the 9 peaks. Wang Xian said directly. All right, Dragon Peak it shall be. Tianjin nodded his head. With a wave of his arm, a huge finger appeared outside Dragon Peak and wrote the words Dragon Peak. Every word shone brightly and could be seen from afar. Let the members of the Heaven's Eye Arrow Unit and Dragon Palace familiarize themselves with Dragon Peak. It might be used soon. Wang Xian said to them. Yes, Dragon King. Tianjin and the rest nodded their heads. Dragon King, Roving Demon, sent us a message. Prime Minister Turtle came over and reported to Wang Xian. The situation on the Demon Island is extremely tragic. The Abyss continent that Roving Demon and Dragon King went to previously has been engulfed by the Abyss. All the forces on the Demon Island are fighting against the Abyss species. Roving Demon and the rest even heard that more than 10 Abyss species are trying to invade the Demon Island to devour humans. Such a powerful Abyss species with peak immortal god kings. If it wasn't for the fact that the human experts could return to their god kingdom instantly, the Demon Island wouldn't be able to hold on any longer. Prime Minister Turtle said to Wang Xian. So serious? Wang Xian was shocked. Yes, this is the most serious invasion from the Abyss in the past millions of years. However, Dragon King, Roving Demon suggested that we head to the Demon Island. Many forces have their own people and need to guard their own planets. We don't need them. When the time comes, we can focus on hunting the Abyss species. If we can't defeat them, we can leave immediately. This is an opportunity for the Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Turtle continued. That's true. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. I'll head over there to take a look. He hesitated for a moment before continuing. Even those major sects had to put up a desperate fight. Even if the Dragon Palace really wanted to head over, they had to be fully prepared and have a clear understanding of the situation. It was still dangerous to head over recklessly. In that case, Dragon King, please be careful, Prime Minister Turtle said. Wang Xian nodded his head. He took out the artificial intelligence system and sent a message to Bei Shuang. Bei Shuang had left 4 days ago. Given her speed, she should have reached Bei Chuan's sect by now. Master's message? At this moment, Bei Shuang was in a planet's main hall on the Demon Island. She was overjoyed when she saw the message on the artificial intelligence system. Tens of thousands of people gathered around her. Even the weakest among them was a first-order immortal god king. The group of people stood there with solemn expressions. When she saw the content of the message, she was shocked. "Master is coming over?" She mumbled to herself and immediately sent a location. "Her? Beishuang, your master is coming over?" A woman standing beside her raised her eyebrows and asked in surprise. "Yeah, master said he's coming over. I don't know the details." Beishuang shook her head. Beishuang's return this time with the strength of a fourth-order immortal god king had shaken the entire Beichuan sect. A year ago, she was still at the pinnacle of the Almighty. Now, she had advanced to the fourth-order immortal god king within a year. What kind of concept was that? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.